Almost the second time. That's how excited we are. But hello, everybody, and welcome to the Zed Runs Most Wanted Charity Sweepstakes. It's your boy Zook, Doughboy, and Jigga. As always, excited to bring you some of the most highly contested races we've seen quite some time on Novus Earth. I know on the Zed website, the races have loaded, so if you're filing in and you want to go check out some flames, feel free to hop on the Zed.run website and look through those 12. But fellas, starting with Jigga, how you feeling about tonight?
I mean, this is dope. I mean, it's all for charity, so I'm excited about it. And then reading all the tweets of all you guys talking schmack to each other, that was even better. Like, I want to put money on who was the best talker the entire time. All right. But Zook, I gotta tell you, bro, I think you lost. All right. There was some good comebacks on those tweets, bro. I think you gotta run for your money tonight, homie.
I think there's some people that knew the most success they were going to have in this competition was on Twitter. So they really had to focus on
Gotcha.
that. Where someone like me, I know that, my horses are probably going to take care of this. So I was potentially able to not have to dabble in the mud. But
It's
Doughboy,
for
have you looked at any of the fields and how you feeling?
I looked at all 9 of the fields. I looked at every horse, and I got a list next to me over here. So I'm pretty excited for tonight. Get back into some high stakes racing
All right.
for good calls.
We know it's about horses. It's always about horses with us most of the time. But, charity is also at the forefront of what we're doing tonight. So, Jigga, if you could just show off that. Can we show off that graphic where we could still talk? Is that possible? Like that had all the charity logos?
Oh yeah, I can do that.
Let me just name the 12 of them because, again, that's what we're racing for. It's $15,000 that will be divided up 12 ways. Each charity definitely getting 1,000, and the winner of Fibonacci scoring over a 9-race grand final getting an extra 3K, so going to 4,000. But just going down the list real quick, starting from the top, not in order of importance, Global Rights for Women, AMDF, American Macular Degeneration Foundation, Little Wishes, SADS, the Gary Sinise Foundation, Headspace, the Eller Dano Society, Adopt a Pit Rescue, Racing Hearts, Cradles to Crayons, Ronald McDonald's House Charities, and Alzheimer's of New Jersey. So those are the 12 great organizations that we are duking it out for tonight. Again, they all walk away winners because they're all getting at a minimum 1,000, but whoever takes the leaderboard that I'll be doing by hand during the races gets an extra 3K. And that is for a total of 4,000 to the winner. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I appreciate Zed putting this on. No entry for anyone. Just had to give them a lineup of 9 horses. 15,000. All will be going to charity by the end of the night. But the clock is starting to strike 8, and we have a list of scheduled guests coming up. Our first one being behind the scenes. It's someone you know and you love. It is Hawk. How you doing, Hawk?
Hey guys, what's up? I'm so excited for this.
Yeah, I was excited because when I reached out to everyone to plan this, I got to talk a little bit about it, and I could sense that you were super excited. So let's get to it. We'll get to the horses, but let's get to the more important part. Talk to us a little bit about Ehlers-Danlos, if you could.
So that's a heritable disorder that I actually have, and I have the most mild and common form of it. It's a connective tissue disorder that affects your collagen. So basically my joints are all a little bit looser than a normal person, and it can cause a lot of side effects, but it also affects a lot of different organ systems because connective tissue is all over the body. So it's very tragically underdiagnosed, and we're trying to change that. So in organizations like Ehlers-Danlos Society is helping patients kind of educate themselves to know what to go into the doctor when the doctor has to Google your disorder or the thing that you think you have. So it took me multiple years to get a diagnosis, but now that I have that, I'm able to get a little bit better treatment, and networking with other people who have the same disorder is very helpful as well. So I'm really happy to be able to pay back this charity because they directly helped me on my journey to like getting better treatment. So yeah, and so yeah, that's what I got to say about that. But I love like it's one of the reasons I love Zed Run, because I have a lot of chronic pain and bad pain days, and I'm not able to do much, but I'm able to race horses on my phone, and that's like really empowering for a lot of people who have like chronic illnesses. So
Wow, that's awesome. And yeah, my follow-up question was going to be to kind of explain, because sometimes it's difficult with these syndromes and diseases to understand exactly the definition. So to kind of explain just like a common thing that maybe you aren't able to do, but you kind of answered it right there, that you just have the normal day-to-day pains and you're able to use something like Zed Run to help temper those. This organization specifically, Ehlers-Danlos Society, without getting too you don't have to share anything that you don't want to share, but is there any, you know, specific relationship or anything that this organization has done for you or helped you with that makes you so excited to want to give back to them?
yeah, so they're doing a lot to help equip doctors with the knowledge that they need to treat patients. And there's no cure for this, but there's a lot of different treatments that can make your issues a little bit more bearable. But and also just equipping and educating patients has been such a help, because connective tissue disorders affect basically every part of your body, because connective tissue is everywhere. So it's like skin and heart and stomach and joints. So it's really helpful to have educational resources. You can go and look up this at the website, look at latest research, or even like try and find a good doctor that is aware of this condition so you can get better treatment. So they've directly helped me in that, just like helping me know like that like my symptoms are actually like not unrelated. They're all under this one umbrella. So it's been really helpful for me.
That's great.
I gotta say, one, I love that you're doing something that hits so close to home for you and representing that charity. And I have a feeling that every time one of you guys comes up here, I'm gonna change my mind on who I want to win this thing. I mean, at this point, Zook, I'm sorry, bro. Like I'm voting Hawk all the way. All right, the charity.
Yeah, you know, it's hard because everyone has such a good cause, and I'm
Really
glad
good
that Zed is, you know, like making sure it's a positive sum game here, and like we all kind of get to go home and like contribute to something. So I really like that they did it that way. But
So
I should have tried harder with my horses, because like
I saw you tweet that. But let's
I
get to the
procrastinated
horses.
on selection. And then I like didn't even select my horses the way I normally would,
You said
because I
some
was
of them
like
were out of distance
frazzled.
preference potentially. So some potentially out
Yeah,
of
you
distance
know,
preference.
I learned that I don't have a lot of mids, or maybe I do, but I just don't race them in mid. So I think they're like somewhere else. So we'll see what happens tonight. But and then I'm also repping a few horses that I got from GVG, Commando Joe and Proud Bunny. They're both sprinters, and I'm very thankful for his opportunity to let the kind of smaller stables come in and get some good blood. So.
No, that's super cool. And the last thing I want to do is I want to go over to cover some horses. And I know that you said you might have put some out of distance, but let's only pick one. As each person comes up, I'm going to talk to them about one of the races that's happening throughout the night. So with you, obviously, we'll start with race one. If you could, just for like a minute or two, talk to us about why you chose the horse you did in this 1,000 meter. And as if you look at this field, is there any horse that spooks you or specifically sticks out to you as the ones to beat in this race?
I'm always scared of Dan Shan.
Ah!
Obviously scared of you. But
Thank you.
like Queen Marine's special to me because she's a descendant of Teal Deer, which was my first named horse, and it's like a crazy U-shape, like breeding 1.0 horse. And so I'm trying to breed the variants down, and like she's been doing pretty good in sprints. I don't know if 1,000 is like very much her favorite, but we'll see. And oh yeah, and ECS is like definitely one to keep an eye out. Can't wait to see Dan Shan versus ECS. Dan swore he would quit Zed Run if ECS beats him. So we'll see what happens with that.
So
But
we'll leave it
yeah,
off.
so
Here's Queen Marine at 1,000. So you have the U. So you have the ability in something like this that's Fibonacci with maybe some top tiers. Hey, this is a horse that has win equity. So if you get that good roll, I don't know if it's the favorite per se. And I think I actually
Yeah.
populated the Z Sim, which is showing, you know, it's saying you have a chance. It's saying you have a chance. It's not, that number is not 0 next to your name. So I'm not going to say it's impossible. 61.5 to 1 odds. You know, when I put my accountant cap on, I probably would actually say financial advice. I wouldn't bet on this, but you know, in moments like this, when things are for charity and there's different things at stake and there's powers that be, we see these virtual horses sometimes act and perform differently on the track than we're used to. So I really mean it when I say I wouldn't be shocked. Maybe not to see a win, but if you podiumed or did a lot better than we thought in this race, it wouldn't shock me. So good luck to you in this race. Good luck to you in all the races. And again, thanks for you know, doing this charity. It's one that I legit had no idea anything about it, and I just like, you know, reading some stuff and educating myself as much as possible. So I appreciate you at least now letting people know what this is all about. And anyone that likes, you know, what Hawk had to say about her foundation or any of the foundations that we see, please go onto Google and look them up and donate anything that you can. It doesn't have to stop at the 15,000 that Zed's donating. But thanks, Hawk, for being first, and good luck
Thanks.
to you tonight.
Thank you. Good luck.
Awareness
luck,
helps
Hawk.
a lot. It's how I learned about it. So thank you. And I love my U-shape upsets sometimes. You know, I'm not going
That's
to
all we
win
need,
most
right?
of the time, but it's exciting.
That's all
Have
we
a good
need.
one. Can't wait to
Thanks.
see everyone else.
See ya, Huck.
All right. Next up, the man, the myth and the legend. If I was Doughboy, if I was to say the man, the myth, and the legend that needs no introduction, who am I bringing up next?
The man, the mouth, the legend.
The man, the myth, the legend. He needs no introduction.
I mean, it's probably Dan Shan, but I'd go with mouth if anything. You know what I mean?
It is Dan Shan. Dan Shan, how are you, brother?
Hey, what's going on, brother? How are you?
Good. Thanks for joining us tonight. Excited to get to learn a little bit about your charity. And there's not, you know, much small talk to be had. We know that the focus of tonight is going to be on these charities. So why don't you take it away for the next few minutes and talk about a little bit the charity you and your stable are running for tonight.
I think one of the things that, mactogen is like a disease that mainly affects elderly people, but I think a lot of people don't realize that it affects people that are in their 20s as well. I have, myself personally, I have myopic mactogen, which is caused by having severe myopia. And it kind of like stretches the retina and causes your eye to actually have the leaking blood vessels, which causes the loss of vision. Mm-hmm. So when you think one of the big problems with macular degeneration is that a majority of people don't have these symptoms until they're past their job life, right? They're in their 60s and their 70s. And because they have this disease at a later age, they don't have the insurance and they don't have the same benefits that they normally would have in the working environment. So the shots that are required to keep your vision with macular degeneration can run anywhere from like $2,000 to $3,000 US dollars a month.
Wow.
So basically, if you're poor, you go blind. If you have money, you keep seeing. And that to me is just gross. I just cannot stand that.
Yeah. And the tough thing is, and it's a similar theme between you and the one that Hawk was talking about. It's these diseases that not that many people know about. That unfortunately there's not a lot of funding, insurance doesn't cover them. There's not too many charities raising like a crazy amount of money for them because not too many people are impacted on a general census, that the people that are impacted, like you're saying, often can't get the help you needed, that when there is ever a chance to win 1,000 or even something like 4,000, there's no charity that wins this, that it's a bad thing for them to win. But what $4,000 means for like a super small charity, and that's not what this is. This is actually not a super small charity at all, but just the theme of like, it doesn't matter where the money goes. It doesn't matter how big, how small, how much it is. All of these charities, non-dependent on the size, have figured out the way to properly use the money where it needs to go. So saying that and talking about raising money and stuff that Macular Degeneration Foundation can do, is there any specific of examples of how this foundation has actually helped you, or is it more so just something that you suffer from and have kind of formed a relationship through that?
Well, what I actually do is I get an injection once per month
Wow.
directly into my eye, and that's so that I can maintain my vision. And every time that I get an injection, I write a check to my doctor in real money, not insurance, no copays. And I also write a check to the Mac Degeneration Foundation for the same amount. So I pay for my eye and somebody else's every month.
That's super cool. That's amazing, and it's acts like that and paying it forward that we're hoping that Zed continues to foster with events like tonight.
The thing,
And
Tony, that just makes it really sick and gross is just that if you're poor, you're blind. I can't stand that.
Tough.
That makes me want to throw up.
Dan, do you mind me asking? I mean, with a shot like that you have to take every month, I mean, how much does something like that cost a patient?
The out-of-pocket cost to a patient is about $2,000 to $3,000, depending what part of the world you live in. But it's actually a cancer medication, and cancer medication is very expensive.
Yeah.
And so they use this cancer medication, and it's technically not even FDA approved for the treatment of macular degeneration, but doctors have been doing it so long that it kind of just like happens. But so it kind of gets the problem with that is because that skirts around, it causes insurance companies not to want to pay for it.
Yeah.
It's disgusting, bro. When you think about it, that people actually go blind because they don't have money. I mean, just that thought alone makes me sick.
It's the insurance thing too. Like when I first got sick, I didn't have insurance. And when I saw the cost of a monthly prescription for the medicine I would have needed, I'd be dead by now. There's no chance I'd be able to afford it. Like, and the fact that you either you have to have it or it's be poor
and what I do with the foundation is I use the foundation for support. I have a lady there that I send messages to when I'm feeling scared, when I'm feeling like I'm losing more vision in my eye, when I just use it as a support system, and that's where I get benefit from it.
No, it's something like that's amazing. Even just to help you through those moments is unbelievable. And similar to, what I said to Hawk before we switched over to the horses was, again, the thing I love about this is another foundation due to another cause and syndrome that I had no idea about. And in a world that I enjoy educating myself about different things, just knowing what this is and, just being a little bit more educated, I hope that I can join you in, raising as much money as we possibly can for this terrible, terrible disease. Like you said, you need a crazy amount of money to pay for it. So some of these, it's like, what else can you do besides money? But there is some where, just the money really does help. And this is one of those when the treatment is just so expensive that insurance doesn't help. The more money, the better. So let's see what we can do with that. And like I said, let's not stop at the 15K. If you know anyone with macular degeneration, or you're just sitting here and listening to Dan, or even Dan has helped you in the community, which we know most of you he has, go over to the website, donate a little bit on top of whatever he wins tonight, and let's get that rolling. But last thing before you go, we obviously got to end with horses. So I got to give you the 1200 race. Obviously, we all know this horse, but talk a little bit about Vigor Fire. And then if you could, talk to me about the horses that worry you a little in this 1200. Maybe not worry, but you think could be your major competitors in this race.
Well, I just thought it was really interesting. I seen the Z-Sim, and I pulled like the same odds as Secret Strategy, which is amazing, right? Like one of the best ever sprinters. I was excited about that.
Yeah, I see that right here. I pulled it up. You're basically both pulling 20%, basically both around 4 odds, which means that, it's a toss-up. When you look at your whole lineup, and you look through all of them with Z-Sim and with Flames and however else you analyze your lineups, how important is it for you for Vigor Fire to perform in this race if you want to win the whole thing?
I mean, I think he's probably one of the stronger horses I have in this. So I would probably lean heavy. Like if I ran bad here, I probably would, really lower my chances. This is one I would want to depend on, I would say.
Okay, so if you leave the after the second race with not that many points because Vigor Fire didn't really perform, your live odds would probably severely go down at that point, is what you're saying, based on the lineup that you have.
Yeah, 10, 12, 14, I'm probably the strongest. And
Okay.
then after that is where I start to get weak until you get to the stronger, the marathon.
Okay. Okay. So the early ones, Dan Shan's calling a shot, saying after the sprints he should be towards the top. So we'll look out for that. But as always, when we have you up, thank you for everything you do, Dan Shan. I love talking to you about the Macular Degeneration Foundation. Obviously, I wish you didn't have to deal with that, but I'm happy that you got to come up here and talk about it a little bit and do a better job than us as to explaining what it is to the community. So good luck tonight. You already won that great organization $1,000, and if the Zed gods roll in your favor, you may win an extra 3K. But we will see, and good luck, my friend.
Thanks, brother. Good night.
Later, Dan.
Bang, bang.
All
So
right.
that's
Who
two
we got
great
next?
foundations. We have the Ann Ehlers-Danlos Society, the American Macular Degeneration Foundation. I'm going to invite up Avon. What up, Avon? He's just joining us for the night. We're going to cover his charity towards the end, but he's just streaming with us. Next up is our good friend, Mr. Galactic. How you doing, Galactic? Mute.
Oh, mute.
Oh, how's it
There we
going?
go. There we go. Good to see you guys.
How you doing, my friend?
Pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah. Just chilling.
So you know why we're here? Talk to us a little bit about SADS and what it means to you.
Yeah. Okay. So actually, in this particular situation, it's it's quite unique to the moment. I support quite a lot of charities, and SADS, like personally, I haven't supported it until recently, where I made a small donation. But basically, what happened is a friend of mine that I know from work. He's actually also in the Web3 community. He's a Bored Ape member. His sister just passed away like a few weeks ago from SADS, which is sudden arrhythmic death syndrome. So she died of cardiac arrest just suddenly. She was 30 something years old, out of the blue, and it was just kind of just really hit a soft spot for me, not just because I know him, just because it's just when someone close to you has something like that happen, it's really tough. So when the opportunity came along and Zedrun kind of messaged me, it was just like an instant, okay, I want to do this for SADS Foundation and for my friend, and so yeah, that's where we're at.
Yeah, this is. Does someone have the stream on? Am I the only one hearing feedback?
I heard it.
No, I heard it that time.
Galactic, is there any chance is the stream also on? Oh no, we're good now. This is when I was looking through all of the foundations. Look, I was never going to become an expert on all of them before the stream, but I was at least trying to tie them a little bit to myself. The thing that stuck out to me about this is, arrhythmias. There's a huge scale of arrhythmias. So, a lot of people go to heart doctors and are told, they have like little arrhythmias, nothing that's going to be too severe. And there's very, very different scales of it. But, you can see there's literally a foundation made, because sometimes it doesn't matter, as to the scale of, where you land on that. When you're talking about something as important and as necessary, obviously, as your heart, you really, really, really got to take care of it. So, this is a foundation that, again, the importance that comes from this, and Galactic can probably talk about it a little bit more, is, one, it helps people finding out when they're getting predisposed, when a lot of times they weren't before. And two, just look at the name. It's sudden arrhythmia death syndromes. A lot of these, like Galactic story himself, these come out of nowhere. So these people aren't prepared to deal with if the breadwinner passes away, or, someone that was providing for them passes away. So charities like this being there and being able to step in right away when these families are at their lowest and really have no one else to turn to really is important. But is that kind of the relationship, Galactic, that you saw this foundation form with your sister and the friend?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, you summed it up pretty well. I mean, a lot of it is kind of like education as well, right? It's people don't really think about that kind of thing. You're 1 second you're healthy, the next second, it's all over. So, yeah, you summed it up pretty well, Zeus.
Is there one? You say it's about getting educated. Is there anything um any one thing from either raising money for this foundation, or just even looking into this foundation, or even conversations with your sisters and other close ones that you yourself personally have either learned that you didn't know before when it came to the heart or arrhythmia, or anything that kind of you've taken from it, other than what you just said? It can go from one moment of nothing to suddenly next,
Yeah,
being exposed.
yeah. Honestly, for me, this is just like one more thing to add to the honestly to the growing list of things that you should get checked. Whether
Yeah.
everyone talks about cancer checks and all that kind of thing. It's the same kind of thing. Go get checked up by your doctor once a year and just know these kind of things, right? I know that's one of the things that the SADS Foundation does is they actually help with education to doctors as well, because believe it or not all doctors are good doctors, but
Yeah.
um, yeah, yeah,
And that is an important thing, because a lot of times when you're dealing with some niche and more specific syndromes, it's not as generally studied, as widespread, like you're saying, by all the doctors. So but people can have it anywhere. So these
for
people need
sure.
to be able to go to their doctors around their corner and be able to get the same treatment, or at least somewhat similar treatment, that they would get towards the best of the best. So again, a running theme, and I sound like a repeating song and disc, but I didn't know anything about this, so I'm
No,
happy that I got to learn about
I
it.
didn't either. I didn't either until
Yeah,
a month or so ago. So I mean, you hear. I think you hear it with like professional sports people, like soccer players or whatnot, just dropping dead
suddenly
like
dying.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
but
Yeah, they call it like like sudden combustion, or sometimes it
right.
has like different names and stuff like that. But yeah, it's good to see. Well, I guess not good, because it means that it's prevalent, but we're in a realistic, pragmatic world. It's nice to see that there is big charities like this set up to help people going through this. Can't
Yeah.
let you go without letting you cover a race. You get bestowed the 1400. Go through danger some, and go through a little bit of the rest of the field if there's anyone that sticks out to you.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. I mean, yeah, Dangersome is really like a 1200, 1400 horse that can also run some pretty good times at 1,000. But I would say that 1400 is probably its strongest distance. Um, the horse that I'm obviously I think most concerned about is going to be Foxy Siren. Um, the
You love
Foxy
that
Siren,
horse. Oh no,
yeah.
that Foxy Siren. You love what's the new Foxy one that
Uh,
JP Geek owns? Or is that this?
no, JP. Oh, Fox Die.
Yeah. I call it Foxy in my head, so that's why it sounded similar to this. But you're saying, so Fox. So if I bring up the Z Sim, you're saying that this is basically correct with who you think your top competitors are.
Uh, yeah, yeah,
So you
yeah.
think
I mean,
Foxy, Siren, Fire, and Rest?
yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. But the thing is that both Foxy and Dangersome could both hit like very realistically, both hit like an 11th and 12th, right? So like in these races, it's not bad to just have like a couple of those, even like those pity point type races, because that they're going to place in like the top 4 or top 5 or whatever, while like you've got a Dangersome or a Foxy Siren that they could easily hit like an 11th or a 12th, while like your consistent runner, if everyone has a bad race, your consistent runner that hits like a lot of 2s and 3s can get a win. So
When you look at your lineup, obviously you have one of the stronger lineups, so your answer might be different than most people at races that they were the favorite. How important is it for you to win this 1400? If you came out of this race with Dangersome picking you up 0 points, how genuinely catastrophic would that be, do you think, for your chances to win this whole thing?
I mean, realistically, probably not that catastrophic at all. But I will say this, that my sprint funnel and mid funnel is stronger than my marathon funnel. So Dangersome would be one of the ones that I would want to be getting points on the board from. If I had like a bad sprint funnel, then I wouldn't feel so confident.
So you wouldn't be sweating going into distances with not being at the top, but you think you're lined up nicely to be there with also some good horses in the marathons later on. But definitely those sprints and marathons, you think you should be towards the top after those.
Yeah. If I like didn't get any wins in the sprints, I would feel a little bit. Yeah. I wouldn't feel great. I would
Let me
also
tell you,
feel. I
these
would
things
also.
tend to go like that. These things tend to
I
go
know.
like that. Let me tell
I know.
you.
What's the point in having these expensive horses if they can't win when it matters? Right?
That's true. That's true. But thank you, sir. It was great having you on. It was great letting you get to talk about SADs and learning a little bit. And good luck to Danger Some in this race, and good luck to your other eight horses in those races. And I'm sure we'll be seeing you in the chat the rest of the night. And good luck, my friend.
Yeah. Good luck to you, man. Thanks for having us on, and thanks for doing this. I appreciate it.
Nah, we appreciate you. Have a good one, brother.
See ya.
Later, Galactic. That's a crazy charity right there. I mean, were you reading some of that stuff that was on
Yeah,
there? I mean,
yeah.
under 40, it affects more.
Yeah,
Under the age of 40, I mean, that's crazy.
I'm just a
I mean,
realist.
that's
like,
three
some-
charities in a row that I had no idea about any of that
Yeah.
stuff.
Some shit.
My kids are
low-key
gonna be like,
scares
"Why do you
me,
keep
so-
hugging me, Dad?" I'm just worried about everybody all of a sudden. And we still have how many more charities to go?
I think we got like 6 or 7, and Nettie was
Oh,
supposed to be
yeah.
up, but I think he may be arresting someone. So now we have the man, the mouth, the legend. ECS. ECS, how we doing, brother? Should we let him not know he's on mute? It's better when he's on mute, right? Are we all enjoying ourselves better? ECS, how you
It's
doing,
probably better
brother?
I stay on mute anyway. What's going on, gentlemen? How are you guys?
What's up, bud?
How you doing tonight, boss?
I'm hanging in there, dude. I'm hanging in there. Just getting the blood flowing, getting the brains pumped, getting the energy up. But yeah, Dan Chan, I sound perfect.
So we know what tonight's about. Take it away. Tell us a little bit about what and why.
Sure, yeah. So tonight my charity I picked is for Alzheimer's, specifically, Alzheimer's New Jersey, but that's something that's near and dear to my heart. So unfortunately I have many family members who have been affected with Alzheimer's, mainly plus dementia, which Alzheimer's is one form of dementia. But it's a very tough disease. It could affect young people. You mainly do see it in older adults. But it's something where basically you can be having a conversation with somebody one day, a family member, somebody you know, and in a matter of seconds, they could forget who you are. They could become repetitive. And it's tough to see. Like I said, I've gone through this with family. I've gone through this in multiple instances in multiple phases of my life. So at very young, not really knowing what's going on. Somebody who you love that a year before you were dancing with them at a wedding, and now they don't know who you are. They can't recognize you. They don't remember a conversation you had with them a half hour prior. And then finally, once I understood what Alzheimer's was and kind of how to deal with the effects and the emotions of it, I had another family member affected and another family member affected. So you kind of learn in stride how to handle yourself and how to make it easy for everybody around you, because it is a very tough disease to deal with. But again, it's just something you never wish upon. Dementia is very tough, especially like I said, when you have some really good memories and you want to relive those memories and have those conversations and have those stories, and somebody doesn't remember those stories or remember who you are. It's very tough. So I participate in multiple charities, multiple walks, specifically in the New Jersey area, which is where I'm from. And I'll continue to do so until we fight the good fight.
No, that's fantastic. Everything you said legitimately rings true. What's unfortunate about this specific disease is, again, we're going to talk about a spectrum of diseases and foundations throughout the night. Again, and I'll keep hammering this home, one is not more important than the other, but it is fair to say that on the spectrum of the ones that we've covered, Alzheimer's kind of goes all the way towards that. Basically, everybody knows someone, so we kind of have that empathy, like as Joe is sitting here telling that story, with the other ones, while we're learning and educating ourselves, which is just as important. Obviously, we need to educate ourselves with Alzheimer's, but it's more so we're all just sitting here like, damn, we know what Joe's saying. We know that relative that we love so much that we watched the Kentucky Derby with years ago, or we had a dance with a few years ago, or was there for our birthday a few years ago, and now legitimately doesn't remember who you are when you walk through the door. It's so sad. And again, to echo exactly what you said, it's one of those things where if you were to wish like if you were to like give someone like one of the worst things you possibly could, it would be to like lose your memory. So like you said, you probably wouldn't even wish it like on your worst enemy. That's so like how sad and frustrating it is, and it's something that we're the people that are not going through it, but have the people that are going through it in their lives are nowhere near um, struggling as much as that person. But it hurts. Every time when you go see that person that you love and they just like don't know who you are, like that this person knew you for 20 years and now they don't,
Yeah.
and you love
I
this
gotta
person.
say, ECS, man, I love that you chose this charity. This is something that I'm dealing with right now, taking care of my grandmother, right? And I think you said it best. Someone a year ago, and here you are a year later, and they're trying to remember your name, right? And I joke with my grandmother all the time to make her laugh because she forgets me, but she doesn't forget my kids' names, right? So I'm like, are you trying to tell me something here? But this one hits close to the heart for me, man. So great job picking this one. I know there's several of those in New Jersey. Which one is this one?
So the one that I mainly deal with is out of like the Point Pleasant area, but
Okay.
they have like a headquarters which is actually kind of located north. They do multiple different types of charities. A lot of them are actually walks, raffles of that sort. But my family, who we're big into sports on the basically throughout the family tree, we're big into soccer, so we participate in these walks every year. Just to kind of get out and spread awareness. So I have a nice collection of shirts that we've picked up over the years because we also raise money through our family, to also try to put towards, ending this horrible disease. But again, I know you guys have your stories, and I feel for all of them, trust me. And everybody tonight has a really, really good cause, and everybody's putting together some really great contributions to their causes. So, but this is one that does hold near and dear to me, and it does affect a lot of families and households. It's a more common one that's out there, unfortunately.
Yeah. So no, this is fantastic, and like you said, everyone has a great cause. The great thing is everyone's getting the 1,000, and the winner is getting a little extra. But no, it's great to talk to you about something like this because it seems, obviously you're very educated and have done a lot of work with your family to raise money for this. But let's turn over to something that we all know and agree that you're a lot less educated on, and that's how to properly race virtual horses. Here is the 1600, my friend. Talk to me a little bit about Archibald the First, and then give me like 2 or 3 other horses that when you looked at the race, if you got a chance to look at the Z-Sim, that genuinely you look at as the strongest competition in this 16.
Yeah, so I mean, unfortunately, you gave me the 1600, which is probably like one of my weakest funnels tonight.
Wait,
And
do you want 18?
apparently,
Do you want 18
yes,
before you
put up the
start?
18.
Okay.
Yeah, put up the 18.
Because I'll go back to the 16 for Nettie. So you have Storming Head.
Yeah. See, well, this is why I have to avoid comments like that because apparently it's a fanboy horse, et cetera, but whatever. So yeah, but if we can move on to the 18. So I'm actually excited about Storming Head. It's a recent purchase from GVG. Pretty unraised. It has less than 35 races on it. Super high variance that's already picked up. Majority of its races are either podium or 10, 11, 12. So I'm excited to see what can be done. Out of this lineup, I'm very, very nervous about Purple Drip. That is a very, very underrated high variance horse that I've seen basically slingshot. But I know, according to Z-Sim, it's not one of the favorites up there.
No, it is because, see, this is where you, like, the odds in the win, like, what you're saying holds
Sure.
true. Like, the odds in the win percentage are actually kind of nice. So what you're saying about the slingshot seems to hold true. If it doesn't get him first, you're probably not too worried about it. But those are, the scary horses in
That's
these
why I was-
one-off close
sure.
field races, the ones that actually have that win equity like you're talking about.
Sure, just those high variance horses, and like Arctic Lightning's another one. Obviously, not as high variance, so
No.
doesn't scare me as much. But
Yo,
there's
17? Holy shit! I didn't even see that.
yeah.
Oh
No, that's what
my
I'm saying.
god!
Like that's so that horse, you're either worried about it coming in first or coming in last. So if I see that horse slingshot sitting back, I'm a little bit worried. But and I, as much as I go back and forth with him, I do think the toughest competition tonight is going to be Galactic. Ward Ranger is going to be very close, but Galactic is it has some serious horses out there tonight.
No, I agree with you with that analysis, and yeah, I think now seeing Purple Drip with 17, damn, that is a horse where I'm going to be worried
Massive.
about it the whole time until it breaks and goes slow.
Yep.
Wow, I've never seen that, but my man, thank you so much for coming on, talking about Alzheimer's Foundation of New Jersey. Again, as I was showing towards the end of when we were talking, there's Alzheimer's Foundation of New Jersey, but if you're not from New Jersey, anyone, there's obviously the bigger overall foundation
Sure.
that if you feel, better donating to that one, go ahead. It's all basically under the bigger umbrella. But good luck to you in this race at the 1800. Good luck to you in the rest of the other 8, and we'll see if you could pick up that extra 3K,
Let me
brother,
tell
for
you,
Alzheimer's.
if I could pull this out tonight, we're gonna go with those live videos from if you remember in the car with
Yes.
Go Brooklyn and Go Bella. I'm gonna
Yes.
pull one of those out tonight if I can pull the upset.
We'll
So,
see. We'll
listen,
see.
thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Have a
Best
good
of
night.
luck to all the other stables tonight. So
Peace out, brother. Thank you so
Thanks
much.
for coming.
Later, UCS.
All right, we got Mr. Officer. Mr. Officer.
Am I
Mr.
up?
Officer.
Am I up?
Yeah, how you doing, sir?
Ew.
Yo, how's it going, Officer Nettie?
Officer Nettie on the job.
On the job. I love it.
Oh, let me get in the car for this one.
He's actually just a stripper, ladies and gentlemen. going to his night job. How you doing, my friend? How's it going tonight?
People getting shot, the usual.
The usual in Philly that you're dealing with on a nightly basis. But let's go to your charity. Talk a little bit about Cradles to Crayons. They have a specific Philadelphia chapter, so if you want to talk about that specifically or just the charity in general.
Yeah, so like the charity is basically like they basically nurture like the kids or whatever, so they give them like clothing and school books and stuff like that. They pay for their school books and stuff. So a lot of these kids down here that I'm going in like their houses and stuff, like they barely have clothes on their back, let alone when they go to school and stuff. Like I feel like you go to school and there's always that one kid that might be less fortunate or whatever, and then it makes it harder on himself because of the way that he's not accessible to the same things that other kids are. So then it could affect his education altogether. So like this is why dealing with these kids all the time, I always felt bad for them, and I feel like this is a good way to give back.
No, this is one of my cooler relationships between contestant and charity. I always fuck around with you and make fun of you, but genuinely, we all appreciate what you do, and to hear the story of you legit are going into these houses and seeing these kids that don't have clothes on their back, don't have any supplies, and thinking to yourself, so a lot of people would be like, the work you're doing to, get there and help them whatever trouble they're in from a police officer standpoint is enough. But, for you to go above and beyond and raise some money and do a little bit of extra and work from them, quote unquote, in your civilian clothes is really, really cool. So on top of, having that relationship with going in, seeing these kids firsthand and, now finding this charity that works quite well with them, have you had any other, specific storyline interaction with this charity you'd like to share?
Like any interaction with this charity?
Like have you done? Like you talk about, seeing these kids going in and like them not having anything, and then it makes you, want to do stuff with this charity. Have you seen any of the fruits of the labor since you began working with this charity, or even looking into the charity, of the type of impact that they have had in that community you're working in?
No, when I got contacted by Zed or whatever, I started looking around for charities and stuff like that because but I wanted something that was like based around like where I was like policing and stuff. And then I stumbled upon these guys, and I did some research and stuff to make sure like everything was going actually towards
That's
the
good.
kids and
That's
stuff.
important.
You know what I mean? So then I reached out or whatever, and I thought it was a good idea. So then I was like, you know what, like I've seen these kids and I've seen that they struggle and stuff. So I want to make sure my money goes, or the money that's getting donated goes to the right people.
No, that's a great point, and also a good idea about we're in this space and we always want to do good, but unfortunately sometimes there's bad apples. And whenever anyone is looking to raise money for a charity, doing a quick Google search or going on to different websites that tell you about if the charity is legit or not is something that you should always do. But I don't know how long I got you for it. I want to get you to break down a race, so I'm going to give you this 1600. I don't know if you could see your screen on
Yeah,
the
hold on.
phone, but this is the race that you have Healing Sun in. Talk to me a little bit about this horse and why you put it in the 1600.
I mean, this horse can probably run anywhere, honestly. ZSIM, I think, has my best odds at 1200. But honestly, people will be eating my dust at any distance I put this thing in, to be honest. So, I mean, it won a 1,000-meter, a $50 1,000-meter, I think, yesterday. And then it's been crushing $25 entries in Class 2. So this thing can, at 1,600, 1,800, 1,200, it can win anywhere on the track. And I really, honestly, I'm looking at these other horses, and I don't see any competition here.
Well, A, I don't agree with that. B, you do have good odds of 8.8. So I do agree with you. And in a race like this, you always like to have the highest variance. So you do have that ability kind of where maybe if everyone runs a really, really good race,
Yeah.
you're maybe not as good as Proud Delight and some of that, but with this 12.5 variance, if you run really, really well, it would probably take some of these horses needing to run at least that well to beat you. So you got that in your back pocket. In terms of your overall lineup, how important is it for you to win to perform well in this 1600 with Healing Sun?
That is probably the only race that I can probably win because I sold 2 of my best horses, so I had to redo my lineup last minute.
All right, so you heard it here first. This race is very, very important for Officer Nettie. But
Yep,
Nettie, as always,
race.
we appreciate you giving us a little bit while you're on patrol. And if you can't be tuning in too often, I'll hit you up in the Discord and keep you updated as to how your lineup's doing, brother.
All right, thanks, guys.
Have a great night.
Peace.
Peace. Officer Nettie with the Alzheimer's Foundation. We're running. Sorry, not the Alzheimer's Foundation. With Crayons for Cradles. Sorry, a great foundation that's giving, books, supplies, clothing to people that are less fortunate and literally just don't have it, and things that you would think are like basic human rights. So often, so many people, don't have them. And not to get into too much of a spiel and soapbox as I can do, but we're kind of sitting here racing virtual horses, and you get thinking about some people that don't even have clothes on your back. So if you do have a little ETH sitting around and you're on the fence about breeding or not breeding, and you see a charity that you may like, maybe skip it this month. I guarantee you probably won't even make your money back on the breed anyway. So Cortez is up next. Cortez has been waiting for quite a little bit because we're running behind. But Cortez, how you doing, brother?
Good, thanks, guys. How are you?
Sorry for making you wait. Ran a little bit behind schedule per usual, but I appreciate you waiting in the background. How you doing, brother?
Yeah, no, I'm all good, mate. I'm just at my desk working anyway. So
you were up at like 3:30 in the morning, right?
Yeah, I just got back from Europe. I'm still swinging on a different time zone, so I was punching away from 3 this morning. Looking forward to knocking off a bit early.
There you go. There you go. Well, you know what tonight is about. Tell me a little bit about Racing Hearts.
Okay, these guys are a great charity, not too far away from me. We've done a bit of work with them before. I'm obviously deeply ingrained in the thoroughbred racing industry here in Australia, and these guys are essentially what they do is equine assisted therapy programs. They use retired racehorses, retrain them, and then use them in therapy sessions and counselling sessions for all sorts of people, from school kids to people dealing with trauma to autism to any sorts of disabilities. Just to be able to have counselling sessions and this sort of they're quite similar to normal counselling sessions, but using animals. And I love what they do. And Lisa, who runs it and started it, is really good at what she does. And yeah, I've been lucky enough to actually, a couple of my ex-race horses are out there at the moment, and we do what we can to get them a little bit more help where we can.
Yeah, as always, always trying to relate it as best as we can, either to the person or the setting that we're in. And hey, look, we're racing virtual horses, and you can't really draw much better of a synergy as to how we can work with the IRL horse racing world than a charity that legit uses these great creatures for something better than racing them, as much as we love the racing of them, to use them to help people and guided therapies. My fiance, her work like took her to like a farm in upstate New York, to like a horse farm for training and skill building and team building, and it was legit like meditating with horses and stuff like that. And she's not someone who's into that at all, but she legit came back, and like she's not a horse person, she doesn't ride horses, and she just said the experience that she had that day was unbelievable. So yeah, you always hear stories of these animals being able to help people. Do you have any more specific stories in terms of these animals helping anyone or loved ones, or any other part of the relationship you've had with the specific foundation you'd like to talk about?
Not in particular. It's just something that I'm lucky enough to work with horses quite a bit, but they're just beautiful, gentle animals. And probably it goes a bit under the radar, the ability for them to be used in these sort of settings. So, look, seeing what they're doing out there is just, it really is wonderful. And they've been getting a little bit of coverage recently. They've only just sort of got their charity status probably inside the last 6 or 7 months, but I've been watching it being built closely, and they were obviously working with a lot of these kids a long time before that. So yeah, it's great to be able to sort of switch from the non-IRL Z horses into this, and I thought it was a pretty much a good match.
Yeah, no. So as we segue over from talking about how in real life horses can do some good to how some virtual horses can do some good, this is the 2000, and your horse in this race is Knowledge is Power. Talk to me a little bit about this horse, and then pick maybe one or two in the field that you think are the top contenders to take this one, that you would have to beat to finish him first.
Oh, well, I'm just trying not to finish last, to be honest.
An honest man.
I'm not a massive racing stable. I don't have the Z1s and be packing any of that stuff in to be breeding. I potter around a little bit, but this is just he's Old Knowledge and Power's just a little beaut Jenny that has a bit of natural variance and not a stack of BA. So I don't think I need to worry too much about him lobbing up here. But what's the scoring? I don't even know. Is it fib or
it's
do they?
Fib. It's fib. Z-Sim is saying you have a 5% chance to win, 19% chance to get in the money, and 18.5 to 1 odds to take this one. So saying you have a chance, your percent chance of winning is 8, so in no way are you dead. How important is winning this race to your overall chances of winning an extra 3K for Racing Hearts? Do you need to perform in this one?
I'd be hundreds. I'd be hundreds. I think I have probably two horses that can genuinely win.
What distances?
1800. Lysandra. She's
okay.
Yeah,
she's won.
Live.
Yeah, Lysandra's won on Z-Sim. Yeah.
Yeah. She's the one. But again, you get it's the 50-50 roll on the variance. She'll either run well or she'll pull up out the back. And there's a horse there there's probably 2 other horses that on variance can bob up. Maybe 3, but foolish shit in the 1400. He's just got a soft spot in my heart. He was the first horse I ever bred. He was my first head horse, and look, if he hadn't been any good, I wouldn't be still hanging around, I guess. So I'd love to see him get a good variance roll. He's as all those variance horses are, which most of my stable are. They are dead set all trapped a bit high now. They're too hard to get down, and until probably Zed changed something to help those horses, it's not much I can do with them. apart from Lysandra, who's sort of genuinely class 1 paid material. So
No, I feel that. But another thing I feel is that I think maybe not for every race, but in a few of these races, we are going to have some of these horses that you see red in the Z-Sim pulling off some wins. So, when we've talked to some people that we've looked at the Z-Sim of 1% and 2%, I want to let you know that 5% looks mighty good to me right now. So I wish you luck in this race. I wish you luck in the 2 races. I think you said 14 and 18, correct? That you said you're live in.
yeah,
I wish you luck in those races, and I hope to see you in chat. And we'll when we're doing the leaderboard throughout the night, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw your name at the top throughout it. So I'm looking forward to that. And have a great night, my friend. And thank you for raising money for this great charity.
Legends. Thanks, guys. I'll catch you during the stream.
Peace.
There we go.
So we're obviously not going to be able to cover all of them before we go off. I don't know if I want to Matt Damon, Zed Guru, who's sitting behind here, like Jimmy Kimmel did for him for years, and be like, we're all out of time, he can't come up. But I think we got some time. Brian, how you doing?
What's going on? Look, thanks for not giving me the Matt Damon. We appreciate that.
Again, in a list of charities that no one is better than the next, this is one that I genuinely love. I'll get into it a little bit after I let you talk about it first, but talk to me about the Ronald McDonald House charity, and talk to me a little bit specifically about any relationship or reason you've chosen the Pittsburgh one.
Yeah, well, I'm from the Pittsburgh area, first of all, and so I wanted to take something that Zed was offering out and do something here for my local community. So definitely wanted to represent Pittsburgh there with that, and Morgantown's included as well down in West Virginia. But basically, what Ronald McDonald House does, it's providing a way for families to stay close to their children receiving medical care. So obviously, Pony Plug, the work you guys have done, the stuff with Little Wishes, the sick kids, that side of it's super important. What can be difficult if you're on the outside looking in is to remember that the families are going through kind of logistical hell while their kids are kind of going through the medical side of it. And so I was actually born premature. I had about a month and a half hospital stay, and my little brother was as well. He was 2 pounds 10 ounces when he was born, and I was actually 11 years old. So I would go from school. Dad would go from work. We'd get home, hop in the car, and we actually lived about an hour away. So we take the hour drive, go visit my little brother for a bit.
Sorry to cut you off. Is this when you were in Pittsburgh still? So was it this Ronald McDonald? It's this. Okay, that's awesome.
Well, we were able to kind of make that drive and make that commute. Okay. My dad did spend the night there for my birth, actually, but it's more for the families that if you have to travel somewhere out, it can be if you're in the local area, right? Where if you're an hour or two away, but even if you have to like fly somewhere, a lot of it's like kids on dialysis, kids getting a transplant, a long-term cancer treatment where the families just aren't able to be there 100% of the time. Maybe you can get them there a lot, extended family, whatever it may be, to try to bring that family together in a really tough time.
No, this is a wonderful foundation. I thank you for pointing out what we've done with Pony Plug, because obviously from a general sense, children's hospitals sticks out to me more so than a lot of other causes. And, this one specifically, not to get too, fun with it, but I am a diehard Steelers fan, and Brian is a Steelers fan as well. And as he could probably tell you more so than I can from being in the community, the Steelers do a crazy amount with the Ronald McDonald House charity, as well as I'm sure Avon, the Bengals do with Cincinnati, as I'm sure Doughboy, the Raiders do in England, and Jigga, I know for certain the Jets do it with the one in White Plains, the one right near me. The Rangers and the Jets do it all the time. So, these are ginormous. Everyone's always helping out the Ronald McDonald House. It's one of the greatest charity. Also, obviously, a spin-off from McDonald's, but now its own separate beast where people sometimes know it just as much as they know McDonald's because of the great, stuff that it's done. Jigga, I know you have a few kids. Without getting too personal or anything, is there any stories that you've had to deal with any Ronald McDonald House charities?
So not with my kids, but similar to Brian, when I was younger, my brother, from the age 2 to 9 was in Sloan Kettering Hospital, New York, and Ronald McDonald's house was one of the ones that helped as well with his Make-A-Wish Foundation at the time. So, you know, being 40 years old at this point, if you don't know Ronald McDonald Charities, like, you know, how much change I put in the thing when we used to carry cash in order for the McDonald's, you put all your change right in there, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's just one of those charities, like you said, because of the McDonald's thing, you know it, but they're so much more than that on their own, and what they do for communities is just awesome. Like you said, I mean, the Jets, Rangers, they do all kinds of stuff with them. Pretty much most sports teams at this point
Yeah,
do a lot.
this is a
with
big
the-
one. Yeah, because obviously sports teams with the children's hospitals, and this being one of the major children's hospitals charity, this is great. You know, we're gonna come back to this one, and we have about 4 other ones that are either my charity, Avon's charity, or some people that couldn't pop up tonight that I'm gonna cover. But the races do start in 3 minutes, so you know we had
Let's
time to
go.
go to the races and to hop back. The most wanted race one, we got 1,000. Doughboy, you got about 2 minutes and 45 seconds to do your thing real quick with this field as I show it on the screen.
Pretty straightforward, in my opinion. War Chant, Twisted, and I have the other one abbreviated. The Very Best, I believe. The Very Best There Is. Is that the name of the horse?
Yep. Very good
Yep.
horse.
Yeah, so those are my 3 for this race. No particular order.
I'm getting the Z-Sim real quick.
But obviously, they all share flames, so that's good on my part. Z-Sim, I think, has Twisted on top. War Chant.
Twisted
like,
Urgency,
fourth.
the Very Best There Is, and War Chant. So, how much is this a 2-horse race versus Fire, Salt, and War Chant could come away with this in your mind?
I don't think it's a 2-horse race.
Okay.
Like, I think it's like those are the clear 3 with Fire Salt being right there, but we could see one of those weird races where one of like the Finney elites or Finney exclusive. I didn't get to look at each and every single breed line, but like we could see an unexpected winner instead of seeing one of the 3 that we just talked about.
Avon, Brian, is there anyone that isn't in the top 4 that's pulling under 10% that you think, you know, has a chance to finish either 1 or 2 and pull some points with this Fibonacci scoring?
I think Coddle Your Horse. I know I actually, ironically enough, just bred with this horse this week, and it's making a horse that's flaming and doing pretty well in some C3 paids with a pretty middle-of-the-road mother. So I think that horse has got some ability there. I believe that horse has got some pretty good variance as well. I think actually better than even what's showing here. So could be a horse to watch out for.
Brian,
Yeah,
anyone from you?
Mysterious Day for me is live. It's not dead by any means. Mysterious Day with Archibald.
All right, so we're going to be doing the scoring by hands. We're going to hit the other 5
That'll go
charities
well.
in between races, as well as, you know, covering the races. So we got a fun night lineup. Doughboy, can you bring up the rate? Oh, you got them. Let's go. Oh, is your screen up? Let's fucking go.
He's on it. He's on
He
it.
was in the back hooking the small stuff up. We got.
I got the buttons, yo. I got this.
All right.
I think I'm going to take the crown for the most cannon fodder in this tournament tonight. I think I have the most horses set to finish 12th in this entire field.
Here we go. First race of the Zed Run Most Wanted Charity Cup is off. 12 horses leave on time. We are in the matrix. Left to right. Starinsko, War Chant, Queen Marine, Peace, Love, and Pony, Twisted Urgency, or Cancer, The Very Best There Is, Smoke Wheat Every Day, Fire Salt, Mysterious Day, Chronic Tide, and Hodl Your Horse. Struggle with those names, can't really see in the matrix. We're already halfway through this marathon. This race super important as you want to start getting a score early. First to go Fire Salt, quickly War Chant, then Titanic Tide, then another 4. Will the other 5 join? 250 turns to 200. Who will win the first 89 points? And Mysterious Day! Brian said this horse was live, doesn't have enough! And Mysterious Day takes the 89. Brian calling his shot with the first race, the very best there is, taking second. We'll see who snuck third with the result.
War Chant, I believe.
I think it was me with War Chant. Let's see.
Kyle, how far
Yeah,
do
I think it
points
was
go down in
Warchant.
Fibonacci?
All the way.
I think 12th is 0, I think.
So
I think
11?
I'm sitting with a big fat 0.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I can pull it up real quick.
Doesn't want to give us the winners on the screen.
No, because that likes to glitch out afterwards.
Not
We're
working.
in the Matrix.
We're in the Matrix. We'll get you the final scoring on that if anyone can find that on the Zed site if it pops up.
8 minutes until the next race goes
8
on.
minutes until the next race. I got the finished results. I'll bring them up. I got Mysterious Day, the very best there is. War Chant in third, Twisted Urgency in fourth. So I'm going to do the scoreboard real quick. Archibald getting 89. You guys can take it and go to the next one, and I'll just do the scoreboard here.
That one? I'll pull the other one up.
Galactic 55. 34. 21.
All right. Kyle, you want to give your thoughts on the 1200?
Yeah, absolutely. So, Dan Shan brings up a great point kind of there earlier tonight. Secret Strategy, one of the best horses there is here in a 1200 meter race. But, for Vigor Fire, I think from Dan Shan, a really strong horse there, newer horse that just kind of burst onto the scene, a week and a half ago? Does anyone know?
In a couple of weeks.
Yeah, been a couple
it's
weeks,
really
but
good.
I think that horse is extremely live here, much more than I think these flames would indicate.
89, 55, 34, 21, 13.
Secret Strategy is obviously probably the big favorite, I would imagine.
Yes, has to be, I would think. And one more wave not really getting talked about here at all, but another horse, really well bred, Z6 knock. Yeah. Flaming here, I think, is a pretty big flame, just from a base ability standpoint as well. So
I have Secret
the official Zed scoreboard, notarized by me.
That's sick.
So talented, Zook. So talented.
No,
bro.
Crypto Sonar sent me this. Then I just got to plug them in. And right now, Archibald is winning. Galactic in second. Nice. Me and Doughboy in third. Roy Rager in fourth. Nettie in fifth. Cortez in sixth. I messed up the points. 18. Cortez is 8. Dan Shannon is 5. That's how it goes. We are good to go.
You say how long till the next race?
We're like 6 minutes now. 5 minutes, 5.5.
And I think that's a big win there for Archibald.
It is. It is very, very big.
If he's going to win, he needs to pick up 1 or 2 of those, I think, as the course of this goes on.
So Dan Shan has 6. So 89, 55, 34, 21, 13, 8. So Dan Shan has 8. Dan Shan should have 8. This is why we need scoreboards. Dan Shan should have 8. Cortez should have 5. There we go. Wild that I'm doing this. There we go.
I had Zombie site hooked up for it.
I was gonna build it on there, but I don't even know how to do with like a bunch of different horses. I know how to do it like with a bunch of like single ones, but that's that. Let's bring up the Z Sim for our friend Crypto Sonar. How you doing, brother?
What up, everybody?
Let's go, Crypto. How we doing, brother?
What's going on?
Brother?
I'm doing great, man.
Chad, if you haven't seen Crypto, he's one of the great Zed streamers, been doing it for a while. Sometimes goes super late night, sometimes goes at different hours of the night. A great streamer. Definitely tune into him. I know a lot of you guys in here now. I've been seeing you in his chat more and more recently. So when I found out he was streaming tonight, I'm always about why, divide it up into multiple ones. Hop on over. He was great enough. He sent me all the Z-Sims we're using tonight. He sent me the scoreboard we're using tonight. So He's another voice that will add in to breaking up the races. And we'll kind of start with him, I guess, as I bring up his 1200. Sonar, I'll bring up the Z-Sim that you sent me. When you look at the 1200, is there any of these horses that really stick out to you? You're on mute, Crypto, Sonar.
Oh.
Yeah, still on mute.
He's on Crypto, you're on mute.
We'll get there eventually.
What do you think he's saying? So Doughboy, what do you think he's saying?
I think there was an oh shit. There was an oh shit in there. And now
I think he might have just realized
recognition.
Maybe.
Yeah, no, that was insightful. That was so. I would take that. Put your money where Crypto Sonar's mouth is, and we'll hop over. We'll get back to him. Avon, look at the. Take a peek at this and tell me what you think about these.
You know, if I'm going to call an upset out of my own stable, it's probably here in this 1200, only because I have pretty good variance with this horse and it can run some higher speeds. I don't know if some of these lower end, lower value horses in the win percentage column anyway, without the variance, are going to be able to get it done here. But that's why you run the race. You never really know.
Brian, yours is Chem de la Chem?
Yeah. That came from you.
Yeah. How's that treating the Zed Guru 1% club?
So these are all, other than Fantastic High, those are all just horses that I have.
From yours, personal?
I didn't want to pull together. I felt like the vibe was just everybody was doing their own thing. It's Fantastic High is the ad, obviously, for the club, but
how much you have to pay
we're
for that
we're
ad?
drawing dead. Well, you know, we're drawing dead. We're drawing dead across the board here in all circumstances at all times. So I'm in no worries here, but I'll be interested to see what if Secret Strategy can pull it off, and I think it does. So I think Strategy will take it.
Are you offering 999 to 1 odds? Because that's what Z-Sim is saying Chem de la Chem is based on the algorithm.
Yeah, Chem's dead. All my horses are dead all night. I went through this lineup. I bought a $15 horse for this event, so I was covered in 2,400. Like, I don't have horses. Like, okay. I don't have things like this. So my team is dead.
As I tend to do, I come to you for the pragmatic analysis. We have Kyle way too high on his horse. We have Brian way too low on his horse. Doughboy, tell me who's going to win this race.
It's the top three that Z-Sim pretty much spit out is what I have. I would like to see Vigor Fire upset, but I think it's going to be hard to beat Secret Strategy. But, we can see it upset. And then One More Wave is also just a solid horse.
Just the Singer sticks out to me like Mysterious Day, where it's like Archibald in some of these races just has like that horse where like just isn't dead and kind of good enough where like it's not the favorite, and if you had a gun to your head you wouldn't pick it like to win, but like if Just a Singer came out winning any 1200 race, you would never be like, oh my god, I can't believe that horse run. Like there's no field where it would be a surprise if that horse ran. So I agree, it's probably the top three, with Just a Singer, kind of my outsider.
I mean,
not
Styleline is the obvious winner, but can't really talk about that horse.
Who, Styleline?
Yeah, can't talk about the horses that we need to win.
Yeah, Styline's kind of nice. 1200, and they're off. 12 horses leave in these sprints. I learned from the last one. I will just mention the ones that are involved down the stretch. No one breaking yet. Horses jockeying back and forth. Just a Singer, One More Wave, Bigger Fire on the ropes. No horses breaking yet. Approaching that 700-meter mark. 89 points up for grabs, as well as a variety of other scoring, but 89 is the goal. Who will set the new pace here in Sydney? More than halfway through. Proud Bunny going first, but not fast, on the ropes and Shattered Shade, second and third. No one going too quick. The leader still might not have broken. Right on cue. Just a Singer, that 1,200-meter killer, may be going the quickest. Dan Shannon, Vigor Fire, may not let Archie have another moment in the sun. 12 horses chasing Virtual Horse Nirvana. 100 meters left. Which of these 12 will it be? And Very Untamed down the wire. Did that win?
I think he might have got.
Did he
I think
get
he got
second?
hooked. I think he got there. He got there. I thought he got hooked.
Very Untamed.
I thought he got hooked at the end.
Raging Kami and Just a Singer. But as I'll keep saying, and some people don't like to say the name out loud, Archibald with another third. That's a first and a third. We'll do the scoring. ECS with the first and Nettie with the second. So as I said when we were breaking down, we're going to get some crazy, crazy results. That's a horse that seems to had a 4% chance and 23.8 to 1 odds to win. ECS with an upset. Give us that live reaction video. ECS, baby, let's go. 1 odds to win. ECS with an upset. Give us that live reaction video.
What's going on here?
On to the next one. I'll do the scoreboard real quick. Doughboy, you want to bring up the next one real quick?
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, I don't know what's going on over there, bud, but.
And I'll do the scoreboard.
All right, we got 7 minutes for this one. This is the 1,400. Oh, ECS pulled flames in this race too. Interesting.
Yo, Crypto.
Now can you hear me?
Yes.
Let's go.
We got a lot of
Turn the Twitch off if you could.
Huh?
Like we're hearing ourselves back from you. If you have like the Twitch open or
Um.
like, do you just have the StreamYard open?
I just have. Oh, so I should close out Twitch, right?
Yeah, because we're hearing it. Come back.
Or mute the actual website.
Are we good now?
Well, all right, I closed Twitch. Still getting the feedback?
Nope. We're good.
I think we're good.
Now we're good?
Nope.
Sweet.
Nope.
Sorry about that. First time using StreamYard.
I'm getting feedback.
I'm still getting it.
I'm getting
You're still
feedback.
getting it?
Just mute the Twitch. Do you have?
I have Twitch is closed. My
So you're
Streamlabs
just
is
in
closed.
StreamYard.
I'm just in StreamYard.
Can we try
So-
headsets next? By any chance? Do you have a headset?
Let me try
Maybe-
this.
Muy interesante.
Let me try switching it. Let me turn the mic off and try the other one. Hold on.
Yeah, let's go. That'll probably work. Let me do the score real quick. If you guys want to bring up the third race, I'll do the scoring.
I gotta pull it up then.
Race 2.
Dangersome, Foxy, and Blood Juniper are my top 3, which is
Yo, Blood Juniper, let's go.
so Blood Juniper over ECS's Flame for the most part. And then I mean the road rangers got to get lucky at some point, right? Like they have to win one of these races. They're supposed to. It's kind of crazy.
13.
Kyle, what do you have lined up? What do you like?
I really like Trapezahedral here, actually.
Steal this.
8.
I think this is bred from one of the C1 Premier winners, I think. Possibly?
Find out.
No.
Nope.
Maybe this isn't the horse I think it is. Is there like a dodecahedral or something horse as well that won the C1 Premier?
Yeah, sounds kind of familiar, honestly.
I thought this was that horse that ECS had bought, but I could be wrong here.
New leaderboard through 2.
You got it up. All right, you're on. Is this accurate?
Yeah, I think so. Like 95% sure.
Like that.
This is the best we got. Everyone's rolling with these numbers tonight.
It's not bad.
Yo, oh my god, this is fucking worst case scenario. Jesus Christ.
There's still 6 races to go.
Yeah, but they'll always have this moment. They'll always have this
7
moment.
races, sorry.
They'll always have this moment.
You haven't gotten to 2,600 yet.
Yeah, but again, remember there was that theme of a few people said they needed to do well in the sprint and funnel, and now we don't see those people up top.
What-
and I
what
know
about
who
the guys that-
Archibald has in these marathons, and Archibald's beasts have not come out yet. I don't think ECS beasts have come out till the later mids, so these are some stables that we didn't expect to be here right now, that the live odds are probably in their favor.
Well,
But you said it earlier. You know, Roid Rage or Galactic are going to win one.
Yes.
I
And
would
then
not be
89
surprised
does
to see
that to
either
the
one of them.
leaderboard, right,
Yep.
Avon? If they win
Totally.
89, it goes like that. So I agree with what you're saying 100%. Doughboy said it. Also, like, it is 2 races. So legit, like, it's going to go like this early on, to Avon's point. These people that were expecting to be there, they're still in their funnel at 14 with still a chance to win. So they're probably not sweating yet. But it gets to 9 real quick. Like, you don't sweat, and then all of a sudden you're in the marathon looking at the leaderboard, and it's like, what the hell's going on? Crypto, I think we got you now.
Dan Shen, when you need Pokemon product, you let me know. I got the hookup for you.
I think Taco's got that squared away too. That's some content I can't wait on.
You can battle some prices. I like it. Go
Yo, I have
bidding
some
war.
sick Pokemon cards. Let's bring up the 1400 real quick. The Z Sim I got should be up now. We got Danger Some from Galactic, Foxy Siren, Fire Unrest, Blood Juniper, Skater Boy, Foolish Hit. I like this because it shows us the top half all have at least 11% basically. Even come on, man, name it easier than that.
Hit a control plus on this.
Trapezohedro has 13.5, so 7 horses have 13.5 or better odds. This is wide open. We just saw a 24-1 ECS win. So for charity, for glory, this shit's like, who the hell knows what's going to happen. That's why we love this game. It's one race. Like, in one race, 4% can happen. It just did. But we got 2.5 minutes left. Crypto Sonar. Reading Crypto Sonar.
Can you guys hear me?
Let's go!
There we go.
Let's go!
All right. I still think my speaker audio is messed up. I went to my headset and my mic. I've got the other microphone turned off, but that's all right. I can still hear you guys, so we're good.
Okay, good. Yeah, we hear you perfect, and you hear us. Let's jump right. You want to give me what you think about this 1400 that I have your Z-Sim up for with Danger, Some Foxy Siren, and Fire Unrest looking to pull the 3 flames? What's your analysis?
Yeah, on this one, I think, wasn't there... I think it was... Yeah, on this one, Trapezohedral, I think, got the flame over... I think it was either Fire Unrest. I forget which one it was. But Z-Sim has pretty much been spot on about 96, 97% or so. So on this one, I think Trap is probably going to play second. I still think Danger Some's going to do first place, and I think Foxy Siren's going to come in third. And sorry, Dan. Fire Unrest, not going to make it.
It's a good thing to bring up, and especially, when we're talking about, horse racing and the ways you can potentially make money off and the different things you can gamble. Like, you would go here and think that, the horse you just said isn't a good, bet per se, but you look at this 35, you would play it to podium because 35 ain't far from, like you're saying, that 37%. And I think you said on Zed, it actually pulled the flames itself in this race. So it shows
Trapezohedral pulled the flames.
So it shows you that 35 is pure because that 35 is actually pulling flames over this 37. So it is true that this one is there. And even before, we were speaking, we brought up the fact that this 13.5 and up, these are kind of the 7 that we're expecting, with the caveat of this 26 or 24 just won. The race is starting now, though. I'll bring up Doughboy's screen. F11.
I do think there's a couple races, this one and I think the 22, that are absolutely wide open.
Yeah, I thought the same. I thought the 18 and the 2000, and I can't remember which one, but I think the 2000 is going to be really interesting.
A lot of these, and that's what happens in these big one race, they're wide open. Like ECS's horse shouldn't have won that and wouldn't win that race again. That's what's great about this. And there. Off 12 horses. We got a little bit more time. So I'll go down the leaderboard. Blood Juniper, Foolish Hit, Double Sunday, Commando Joe, Diamond Dynasty, Cerevi, Fire Unrest, Skater Boy, Mystery Star, Danger Some, and last but not least, Foxy Siren. In these sprints, we approach that magical distance of 1,000 meters rather quick. We may see a push. No one going yet. Blood Juniper, Trap, Cerevi, Commando Joe jockeying back and forth for that top leaderboard position. Who's going to set a new pace? Can it be Diamond Dynasty? Can it be Skater Boy? As I say that, Nobody goes, how about now?
There
And
you go.
Double Sunday answers the call. Will that be fast enough halfway through
Let's
the first,
go.
deciding that it may be the time to go? Who's going to follow up? Mystery Star, Skater Boy, Trap, Foolish Hit even. Do any of these have enough speed and time with 300 meters left to catch Double Sunday?
Gate 7, gate 7.
Fiery and Rest, Foolish Hit. All the horses have stretched out their legs and right down the center of the track. The clear favorite, Danger Sum from Galactic Farms, puts on quite their performance. Has
Great
crushed
race.
the race down the stretch. The horse that Z-Sim told us was the favorite with 3.7 odds picks up the win. What Doughboy and Avon said could potentially happen with these favorite stables that may have not picked up anything yet could easily pick up any of these their favorites in. There's one for Galactic. Doughboy, when you look at that leaderboard,
And
what
Dan
sticks
came
out?
in second.
Fire and Rest. Doughboy,
And
what do you
Chelsea
think about
Post with a third.
We pick up
Yeah,
points.
and Trap. What'd you
Points.
say, DB? Sorry.
We just pick up points. Points is
Yeah,
good.
we're picking.
I mean, Galactic winning there is big because they have
Yo,
the heavy
but-
hitters coming out soon too.
Yo, East Coast again with Archibald finally opening the door a little bit because we know the points really fall off after the top four. Five's decently nice, but
And
kind of
Archibald running ninth there, so that's going to cause some mix-up.
That's what
I
I'm
think, in
saying.
our
He
top
opened
three
it up
standings.
for
Yep.
ECS. Yeah.
Jeez, no luck. The Rangers are just not having it today. Not in these early races anyway.
Danger Sum from Galactic. I'm gonna do the leaderboard, so if you guys want to bring up the ninth
got it.
race, 55.
7 minutes.
Trap
Ooh.
Zohedra.
Well,
But
Silly
ECS
Samwise is my pick in the 1600. It doesn't matter who else. I can give you Proud Delight and Perfect Drip behind, but when
Silly Samwise wins these
when
races.
it's when it's for the kids, Silly comes through, and
That's
OGs
true.
know Silly Samwise. The newer people that don't really understand what the hell we're talking about, but when it's for the kids and it's for charity, Silly Samwise is there and gets it done. So
I
that's
feel-
really all that matters.
I feel basically the same way. Silly Samwise, I don't ever care what any of these stats say in these races. This is my favorite. This is the favorite to win its race over any other horse I have in this. So I'm most confident in this one. Don't care about the other horses, what the odds say. Galactic takes the lead, like Avon
That's
and
big.
Doughboy forecasted with one race.
Sheesh.
I'll bring up my screen. I'll let you guys break down the leaderboard. Cryptic, when you look at this leaderboard, let me show it real quick. And you see Galactic, ECS, Archibald kind of clearing in the top three with Dan Shan, Nettie, me and Doughboy forming a second tier. As we go into the mids, knowing anything about this field, is there any stable that isn't in those top three that you think now is their time to push up the leaderboard?
Roid Rager.
Rager.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was my pick. I had my chat last night do their picks after we showed the odds and everything, and there's still a lot of time there. Statistically, and the numbers say that that's how it should play out. But also in this race, Avon, I'm pulling for you in Little Wishes, brother.
Which is a great segue for Zook if you want to talk about Little Wishes while we got some time, because
Perfect.
in the most confusing race of the night, the guy with a horse named after a charity isn't the guy running or racing for the charity.
Yeah. So I'll go to my charity real quick. I have the 5 we got to hit
There you go.
in front of me. We'll go to mine first. Little Wishes, an easy segue. Avon with that horse. Look, you guys came through last time with Avon's 24-hour stream. You know what it's all about. I let them know that we were raising some more money from them, and they got super excited. Look, there's no less polarizing topic than helping sick kids. Put it on my tombstone, get a tattoo about it, do whatever you want. Little Wishes grants the wishes of kids in hospitals, whatever they want, and sometimes they just can't get what they need due to financial constraints. That they can throw them parties, they can throw them holiday bashes, they can just give them gifts for the sake of gifts, because why not? You can go on the site, you can watch the videos, you'll cry a little bit, but yeah, this is a charity that we've aligned with, and the Zed community in general has aligned with. So another 1,000 gets to go to this great cause with the potential for hopefully a chance at 3,000. Yeah, so this is a charity that me, Doughboy, the Pony Plug stable, Michelle, Brian, Bunshu, Heroin own some horses that we're running tonight. So we're all doing it in support of Little Wishes, which is great. But don't get that confused with the horse that may perform poorly. This horse is not in my stable. This is an Avon stable. And Avon, is there any chance that on a night for charity, Little Wishes could pull off this miracle?
It's I don't think it's the worst horse in this field by any means. I mean, unfortunately, I don't keep 1,600-meter runners. I don't like running them. It's an annoying distance for me to even try and settle in on. So if there was a horse I thought had the BA to maybe do something here, it's that one. It is a mid-distance runner. It's probably more 18 than 16. But it has won a few pity point qualifying races. So I think it's better than advertised here, but I don't think it's a winner by any means.
And I believe Nettie was the one that he had to win. Sorry, I'm putting on some background music. I'll lower it. Nettie was the one that said he had to win with Healing Sun. This was his best chance. So you'll see these with, from each of these races, we were only able to cover one distance with each of the stables that came up. But some of these stables, they're really banking on 1, 2, or a majority of these stables are banking on, only 2 or 3 of these races to show out. And Nettie was one in specific that pointed out this 1,600. So we'll see what he's got coming for us. Doughboy, how much time we got?
We have 2 minutes.
Okay. That should work. 2 minutes until this race takes off. Any dogs that we think have a chance in this? I mean, it's pretty spread out. Proud Delight seems to be the one. But this variance on Silly Samwise, the variance on Fire Dove, the variance on Healing Sun, the variance on Ice in the Veins, this could be a race that I think comes from anywhere.
It's always silly.
Right.
I mean, I'm not gonna go against Silly, obviously. I think Silly could take this one. I could also use a win, but yeah, we're talking about even down here, Magnus Burnside, 17.8 odds. That's nothing. 9 variants. Oh wow, yeah, Michelle Hawkward put that in the chat.
As soon as you said
9 variants.
they
yeah. Andy Bananas, Ice is gonna win.
What do you know about anything?
Hawk, that's mine, and the data's from ECS. All right, yeah, that's good variance. That's good variance. You got the chance there. You got the sample size.
And real quick, while we were looking at ZSim,
yeah.
How interesting is it that a Z20 Buterin exclusive in a 1,600 on ZSim is pulling the second highest odds to win? I find that very interesting, especially given the state of 2.0 breeding versus 1.0, because this would not be happening 6 months ago.
Well, I think that brings up the good point with the big change with the algo changing on March 2nd and all these horses that were pre-algo and how they're doing. And then you come up and you see who's catching the flames and everything else. And I thought there's still, when we get to the 18 and 2000, it's going to open up in the 2200 for ZSim. But pretty much for the most part, I think they got it right on the flames. But yeah, when you got a Z20 in there and you got Perfect Drip, and Perfect Drip is out of Roid Rager, and that is a Butte X, a Z20, only made $333. That's all it's made so far. Newer horse has 100 races, 104 overall, 19, 15, and 6 race rating, and for it to turn around and it's pulling 6-1 odds, just crazy, dude. It's just crazy.
20 seconds until this 16, which is the 4th race. And now the points are officially beginning to add up, where it's getting late if you haven't decided to perform yet in these races. Change the music to some killer rock and roll. I think Doughboy froze.
Did it freeze it?
I think Doughboy freezes from time to time, so I could take the screen. Let's go to Zed. Next to run. This is race 4. The race has begun. We'll pick it up in the middle. This 1800. If it loads.
Come on, Zed.
There we go.
Hey, there we go. Let's go.
Oh, this is Doughboy screen. He's back. It's not even loading on mine. Yeah, this one's having some loading problems. Silly Samwise, fantastic high, perfect drip. Those are the three in front, but as you can see, it's a stampede of 12. At 800, officially halfway through the race, will Silly Samwise go? Will Proud Delight go? 89 points, up for grabs. Is that Silly Samwise's break?
I think that's your break.
All right, so I picked up 0 points this race. Let's turn to the rest of the contestants. Fantastic high, ice in the veins.
You have to love those initial breaks, and then they hit medium speed and just die.
Could they be so slow that somehow I could pick up a 5th? No, 500 meters left. Fantastic high officially in the lead. Silly Samwise falling back, being overtaken by ice in the veins. Breaking record. Healing Sun, Raise a Billion, Little Wishes. These are all horses looking to catch. Fantastic high as 350 slowly but surely becomes 300. Which horse in this super slow, potentially they've introduced the surfer's preference of mud 1600 race.
Let's go!
Will pass through the finish line first. This must be the slowest race of all time.
This has to be.
The slowest race of all time. But Fox Dub walks past Fantastic High, and can this horse crawl to the finish line before the rest? And yes, Fire Dove
with the win. Let's go. Way to go, Dan Shan.
Oh yeah.
Dan
Wait. Rug pulled. They rugged him.
Sorry, you have to cross the finish line, otherwise it doesn't count.
Let's see.
Zed said, "Do not pass go. Do not collect $200."
Just go to the results.
Oh, that's great.
Hey, Doughboy, it's not you, dude. This is a Zed deal.
Yeah, it's on my screen as well.
There we go.
Yeah. Fire Dove, record breaker, Fantastic High, Proud Delight. Mr. Yeah, let me get it off the screen because I have the glitch as well where they're all just sitting there. Yo, look at this. Damn. Dan Shan pulling 89. As we know, damn, I got 0. 0's a killer in this. Ugh.
Gonna bring him up.
And
definitely adds points from the bottom to the top now, which is
that makes things pretty interesting as we basically get into the midpoint.
Yo, Dova, your connection is like
dead.
Let me bring up the Z-Sim for the 4th race, and you guys can break down, the 5th race, and you guys can break down the 5th race while I update the scoreboard.
No.
There's the race.
Liberty, sit.
There we go. So Lysandra, Grand Phantom, and Arctic Lightning are the top 3. What say you about this race, fellas?
Wide open.
Oh, this is the 18.
Obviously you got to like the low Z's out of the Z3, the Z5, and the Z6. I think this race is wide open as well. As most mids are, if we're going to be honest.
Real quick, yell out the stables in order that won this.
Dan Shan. Diva Diamonds.
Yep.
Guru 1%. Galactic. Miss Roid Rager. Archibald. Me. Peninsula Park. ECS. Nettie. Hawkward. You, Zook. I know, right? Feels good, doesn't it?
I didn't move anywhere. The rich just got richer in that race. Dan Shan!
Uh-oh.
Dan Shan in the lead! What?
Dan Shan.
Am I the only one that really hopes this is a Dan Shan ECS battle for first? That would be electric. Dan has to Pokemon stream?
That would be electric. That would be electric.
Hey, that just goes to show you, though. he pulled a second in the last race, but he got 8 points and 21 in the first 2, and how it's still wide open. You still got 5 races to go, and still anybody can pull those 5 and end up winning it.
I think this is one. This is when I think I could start winning some. I go Arctic Lightning here. I go Dank in the 2000. I have Dank Phantom at 26. I think Arctic Lightning is the first of one that could win. I honestly don't know these horses that well, but Doughboy, you say Lysandra is very, very live here?
Lysandra's very nice. That horse is like, hold on, let me see if I can pull the chart up on it.
Yo, I mean, that speed with that variance is just like real nice.
Yeah.
Like normally you'd see closer to like 105.5, 1005 with a variance like 13. To get that 1064 with a 13 variance is almost insane. Like that's nuts.
I like Lysandra in this race. Arctic Lightning and Purple Drip behind.
Purple Drip. That was mentioned as look at that. Look at the variance in this race between Purple Drip at 17, Lysandra at 13, and Arctic Lightning at 11. You know, scary horses for Fibonacci, but ones you're happy to have in your back pocket if you're lower on the leaderboard. As like I need to start winning. So you know, I'm happy with this one. Like Silly Samwise came in last, but like I need that style right now. I need the first or last because I haven't picked up a win, and I think to get this, you're gonna need at least one win, maybe two. But 89 is such a boost. Like we've seen whoever won, I'm pretty sure has jumped to the top of the leaderboard in that next race, and that tends to happen early on with the discrepancy. So yeah, as I was saying, it's getting late. This is now officially the 5th out of 9 races, so we're going to be more than halfway through after this. We're going to have to take a deeper dive at the leaderboard after this, maybe look at the next 4 races in total between the next one and see who we think has a chance. Doughboy, how much actual time do we have, though? Because I want to hit another charity if we can.
2 minutes. So after each one,
Not
I think we
enough.
have about 7 minutes in between.
Not enough. Not
yeah,
enough.
Lysandra is a 22% winner at 1,800 with paid earnings as well. But like this horse is just here. I have the chart pulled up. You want to look at the horse shoe before?
Yeah, I brought
fire
it
the,
up. Holy! This is at 18?
Wow, nice.
Yep.
Yeah, this is the 18. Yeah, Verizon's getting me real nice tonight. Can't wait. But yeah, 18U, 16. Probably, honestly, he probably could have put this horse in all the middle distances and been fine.
But yo, and I was telling people,
has game.
If you want to just have fun, like, and you have some time, do this. Like, making a 9-horse lineup for your stable was a fun activity because you'll slowly see, like, putting them together.
Yeah,
like some horses, you don't run them in their best distance because they're the best in your stable by a lot more at another distance. Like I'm running a few, like it works like that. Like who I'm running at 26, best distance is 22 and 2000. Who I'm running at 20, like there's a lot of different things, but they're the best by far at that one. That building that lineup is super cool, and I think this could potentially be a format going forward that works where you have to build a lineup.
Yeah,
And I got to hand it to y'all because I know there were a few horses on some of these races that I was kind of scratching my head. I was like, oh, yeah, they got to come up with the freaking 9 horses.
Yeah.
So you guys all did a great everybody did a great job.
Real quick,
Avon,
the timer stopped. The timer stopped
could
ticking,
you share
so we
your
might be
screen,
racing.
Avon?
Yeah, I think so.
If
Give
you
me one
bring the
sec.
race up, because mine lags a little. We can do mine. But, yo, Hillside, I don't know what your relationship is to Verizon, but it's so bad. It's
Verizon
so bad. It's so bad.
Verizon's ass.
Hey, by the way, double pump flamed over Arctic Lightning on this one versus Z-Sim.
Oh,
Z-Sim
okay.
had Arctic Lightning. Lightning double pump actually got the flame.
Okay.
The other interesting thing I think in this race is you have
just hit
9
F11
horses.
You just hit F11, if you don't mind, sir.
I'm on a Max, so that's.
Oh, it doesn't work. Yeah, fuck it.
But you have 9 horses with a 20% in the money rate in this race.
That's dope.
Mm-hmm.
For Fibonacci, where you want 89, but you pick up any of them. All 12 leave. Rock and roll. Can you just give me the positions real quick? Thank you, sir. 1400. I'll start naming them. Arctic Lightning, Lysandra, Scat Matt, Pablo, Oz, Brownie, On Screen Smoking, Redback Spider, Storming Head, Grand Phantom, Double Pump, Purple Drip, and Foxy Baby. Again, after this race, we're officially over halfway through, so the leaderboard will be getting a deep dive, and I need the chat to help us out with that as well.
Yep.
Very interested to look at the leaderboard after this as it sets up for 2,000 marathons.
I think if you don't have a win yet, you need a win in this race to have a shot.
We've done many tournaments together, my friend, and we've seen that is how it tends to be with Fibonacci scoring in grand finals. Winning is everything. 700 meters left. Pablo Oz in first. Grand Phantom trying to hide from me in the center of the track, also there. Purple Drip, the slingshot horse with 17 variants, seems to be getting faster as it passes the rest of the field. Is this horse deciding to run its A-plus race for charity on this night? Arctic Lightning, my horse, with a little bit of variance of his own, trying to catch it. Right now, running in first and second.
Gate 10, gate 10.
Double Pump.
Look out for Double Pump.
Double Pump is catching Arctic Lightning and Purple Drip.
Oh, it's a battle for
Purple Drip.
I think Arctic hold.
And the 17 variants takes it with the 11 variants Arctic Lightning. And as I said at the top of this stream, the horses that can run their best often tend to run their best when money is on the line for charity. And look at these variance horses that performed. Purple Drip in first, Arctic Lightning in second, and Crypto Sonar called it down the stretch. Double Pump takes that podium third spot. And there's the Mr. and Mrs. Roy Rager win, Avon, that, I'm sure everyone was looking for.
Yeah, that was huge.
That's huge for them.
I mean, us getting second is pretty big too. Keeps us so more close. And we have Dank coming
Doughboy.
up.
Let's keep eating Doughboy.
Yeah.
We got the whole Dank family coming up. We got Dank, Money in the Dank, Dank Phantom, and Ambassador.
So we have 7 minutes until the next race if you want to hit a charity.
Avon, you want to do your charity while I do the score?
Yeah, let's do it. So my charity is Adopt a Pit Rescue.
Hold on, let me shut the music so you get all the.
You want to put it up on your screen, Kyle?
Oh yeah, sure.
Take it away, my friend.
So my charity is Adopt a Pit Rescue. Locally operated here out of Cincinnati and Dayton area, founded in 2013, I believe. We're coming up on our 4,000th dog adopted. It's totally foster.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so it's a great organization. They do a lot of awesome stuff. I got involved with it personally back in 2020 when COVID broke out. What a lot of people don't realize, one of the other major industries that got absolutely throttled by COVID was your animal shelters. At least here in Cincinnati and Dayton, none of your animal shelters were open, to the point that police officers were finding strays in the street and being told by the county animal shelters to take them home or let them go back loose again. So rescue organizations got absolutely throttled. My wife and I decided we would start fostering. So from 2020 through now, we've had 12 fosters, including a foster fail. Folks who tune into my stream at times may hear some of the random dog playing in the background from a bunch of the fosters that we've had. Awesome organization. Like I said, it's been 4,000, almost 4,000 dogs. Ironically enough, one goat. I'm not sure how that happened, and a couple cats. But an organization.
Who cares, right? Who cares?
Near and dear to my heart. So. But yeah, I mean, I know pit bulls. Obviously, they get a really bad rep. Having had 12 anywhere from 6 weeks to a year and a half, they're great dogs. So
we got 7 minutes left. I want to come back to you because I got you all night, but we got a special guest behind the scenes right now. Some call her the queen, some call her the witch of Zed Run, depending on if she beats you around the track or if she befriends you on Discord. But one of my personal closest friends in Zed Run that me and Doughboy have had the pleasure of getting to hang out for numerous weeks. Sarah, Mrs. Roid Rager, how you doing?
Oh, Purple Drip, go!
Let's
go!
Let's go!
Hey!
Coming off a win.
Thank you for joining us. You came up at the perfect time because we do have some time in between races. Everyone knows what we're here doing tonight. We're celebrating all the great charities. So I'll give you the floor for the next 5 minutes. Tell me a little bit about Headspace Australia, why you chose it, and if any personal stories that you've had while, raising money for it or, using it yourself.
For sure. So Headspace provides resources to young people to help them in distressing times. So, can you imagine being a young person right now in the world with like COVID? Can you imagine trying to go to school, university, trying to get a job right now, trying to have a relationship? So, stats are showing us that anxiety is up, suicide is up, mental health is declining. And it's important we invest in these young people because they're the ones that are going to shape our future. These could be the people that take the metaverse to the next level. These could be the people that figure out how you can up the blockchain and get party mode out there tomorrow or get custom skins out there for the public to use. So this is what Headspace is all about, and it's all about investing in our young people. I personally seen it. I've worked in operations in schools, and you can see the difference in schools that are able to have workshops like Headspace in there to teach you anxiety or how to calm down or how to have skills to be able to deal with stresses in your life versus schools that don't have those resources and have those kids dropping out or have those kids committing suicide at such a young age. And look at Twitch, for example. I think the founder created Twitch in like his early 20s. So imagine if he was trying to build that in an environment like COVID. We might not be here today. Twitch might not exist. So this is why this charity is so important in investing in, all our young people.
So I could go in for about 2, 3, 4, 5 hours, and one day maybe me and you will just have a chat about this specific topic. But as we all know, without me having to name any specific things, because we can turn on the news any day here in America. There's a lot of problems with mental health and in young
Mhm.
people specifically in America. I know you are not from here, and Headspace deals a lot with Australia. Can you give me kind of what's the status of mental health in the youth in Australia? Because everything I know about Australia from different laws that you guys have put in place and different, things that you guys have considered important over the past few years, you guys are, pretty ahead of us when it comes to stuff like this. So can you give us a status update?
It's actually gotten a lot worse. I think they did some data back in 2020, and it was about a third of our young Australians they look at it up at the age of 25 were affected by some sort of mental health, and that was back in 2020. So since then, COVID has hit. People have lost their jobs or employment is down. So being young and trying to get into the workforce is a lot harder. And not just with COVID, like just the social world that they have to live on. Like everyone's on Facebook or Instagram, and it tells you this is what you're supposed to look like, or and people obviously have problems with that or anxiety. So I think it actually has gotten worse in Australia, but it's good that we're actually starting to talk about it a little bit more
No,
and bring more awareness to it. So yeah.
I couldn't agree with you more. It's great to talk about. Mental health is super important. I couldn't um, put my backing any more on a charity that does work like this. But while I have you, and before we hop over to the next race, you just got your first win, and the fellas up here have been calling it for a few races. When you see this leaderboard that now it moves you up to fifth, how do you feel going into the last four where you sit, knowing with Fibonacci scoring what could be left to win?
Well, originally we didn't know it was Fibonacci scoring. So we're like, oh, the first number of races we picked high variance horses. And that would be perfect for like podium plate. But, Fibonacci scoring is more suited to consistent horses. So I'm a little bit more excited about the other horses because, we got more consistent horses like Wavelengths coming up, Hypnotics coming up, Happy Happy Joy. So I'm a little bit more confident on the other end, hopefully. But really good competition. I'm actually really glad this is surprising. It could be anyone that could win this. So,
It could
yeah.
be. And that's what happens in these one-off races. Stick around and watch this race with us, and they're off. This is a 2000. We have a little bit more time. All 12 leave. All look healthy. All look strong. I will go up the list. Knowledge is power. Breeding experiment. Recollection. Devastator. Crap, they bounced around. Dank. Primal polished. Focused and having dozed. Near Earth object. Jumbo pacer. Wait up for me. And I actually think I hit all of them. Go Zook go. 1,500 meters left. As we know, this is mostly about me anyway. Dank in the lead, followed by Recollection. Dozed, focused and having, primal polished, all on Dank's hooves. 1,300 meters. We all know the race really hasn't taken shape yet. Spread out a little more than we're used to seeing. That's because we're seeing a new length of races now as we stumble into this 2,000 meter. The magical distance is now upon us. Dank's still in the lead. But first to really push is Devastator from Avon. Following is Dozed. Dank looks to go, but not quick. Recollection, Jumbo Pacer, Near Earth Object. A bunch pushing, but none moving as fast as Devastator. None right now seem to be any that will catch this horse. We'll have to turn our attention to the back of the leaderboard. Will anyone slingshot? Devastator still in first, quickly being hunted by Near Earth Object and Recollection. Which of these horses will have enough as 300 turns to 250, which is now 200. Devastator losing its lead. Will it be Near Earth Object? Will it be Jumbo Pacer? Will it even be Fireglass down this last 50 meters? It will be Near Earth Object. Fireglass sneaking in.
That was a
and
huge second.
stealing
Great
the
race.
extra
Really good race.
21 points
Yeah. The
from
best thing
Jumbo Pacer.
Avon can
Wow.
do.
Wow,
The best
what
thing
a
Kyle
second
can do is
third.
steal points from everybody right now.
That's my pity point specialist right
That's
there.
the best.
Wow. All right, so how'd you do, Sarah, in that race?
Yeah, we got another variance roll at the bottom.
Let me see. Let me bring up the results. I'm all the way in the bottom. Damn it.
I know you flamed in 12th.
Damn it.
What a great horse.
I'd like to do that every other race except for this one.
Yeah.
My God. No. So yeah, I'm picking up 0 points, and that now I may need to pick up 2 wins to get this. That's how far back I am. But yeah, finishing in 12th. But Sarah, the race kind of cut you off before I let you go. I wanted to know if there was anything else you wanted to touch on about Headspace or anything that you've learned through your work with it that you want to share before.
I think what you mentioned earlier is we had a list of charities we want to pick, and it's one of the ones where, like you're talking about mental health, there's a lot of charities out there that are bringing awareness about mental health. So if it's not a Headspace that you pick your charity, maybe another one in your country, but it's a very common area that people are talking about more. So just any kind of charity that brings awareness to mental health is going to help at the end of the day.
No, I couldn't agree with you anymore, and I really, really appreciate you picking this charity because it is one that hits home for me. So, again, as we're doing with everyone, if you see any of these charities, let's not let it stop at the 15K Zed is donating. If any of them, kind of light a fire inside of you, go on, donate. Look at the people's Twitters. Everyone in this has been sharing stuff for their charities. Go onto those Twitters, at least follow them. If you can't donate anything, just show up for people. That's sometimes even more than donating any money. But Sarah, we love you. I love you. We love hanging out with you, and we appreciate you coming up and talking a little bit about this great charity that you're raising money for. You already got 1,000. You look to be one of the people in the driver's seat now to pick up that extra 3K. So we wish you luck in these upcoming races, and we'll see if these next 4 horses that you run have enough to get you
Fingers crossed.
that 3,000. But thank you, Sarah, so much.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. See ya.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you.
So I actually said 4 races. There's only 3 races because I
3
have
left,
to update.
yeah.
I have to update the leaderboard for the 2,000. Wow. So can someone bring that race up on the screen and just scream out the stables in order?
I can pull it up here, Zook.
Yeah.
Archibald.
Yo, that's big.
Yep, big for Arch. Dan Shan with a 2nd, which is
There
also
we go.
huge. Galactic.
Okay, so the
Also
top 3 picked up.
Yep.
But look how big that 2nd and 3rd was.
Yep.
Yeah.
Chance
Huge.
stealing that.
Huge.
Okay. Who's next?
Myself with Avon.
Let's go, Avon.
Peninsula. The Guru 1% Club.
2nd, Peninsula is Cortez. The Guru
yep.
1% Club 8. Yep.
ECS. Hawkward. Divas Diamond. Nettie.
Awkward.
Let me know if I'm going too quick. You good?
Nettie, yeah.
Yep,
And
Nettie.
then Mr. Roid
Miss
Rager,
Roid
me.
Rager. Yep.
Yeah. Don't say it. Don't say it.
Then
I got it.
our
I know who's
shitty
last.
boys
I know who's last. I know who's
Tank.
last.
Tank.
Yo. Yeah, we need
Archibald in the
okay.
lead.
Yeah, yo.
And
Okay.
this is close.
This is
is
close.
super close.
Just be within
Wow.
just be within striking distance for that last race is all I need.
Yep.
I'll tell you what, though, Roid Rager, 3 races left, and I still think they have the inside track here based on what horses they have coming up.
It is.
So
it
you've
is
got
Roid
Hypnotic
Rager's
with a
best-
flame in this one, and we still have to see Wavelength too, right?
Archibald, doesn't Archibald have Talladega and John the Horse left though too?
Yeah, and Talladega, Z-Sim said that Talladega was ranked, I think, 5th in this one, odds-wise, and it gave the flame to Grand Theft, but Grand Theft has such a small sample size that I think you have to discount that and Super Wave. So Talladega, Money in the Bank, and Hypnotic have got to be the favorites going into this one.
Let me bring up your Z-Sim for this race real quick. This is the 22. Let me add it.
There you go.
Grand Theft, Hypnotic, Money in the Bank, Super Wave, Talladega. You know, a lot of people need to win this race, and a lot of people have a chance
Right.
to win this race. Like, look at this. This is 5 odds to 8.4. These 6. Then you got 13.8 that can win, but like these 6 are legit. Just like choose one at random to win this. That's how
Even
close they all are.
Skux has a good chance here.
Yeah, no,
all
that's-
6 of
these
those horses have a good
yeah.
chance.
All 6 of these, legit. Any of them could win this.
Yep.
Skux is on 2 days of down rolls, by the way. So he's due.
That's supposed to freaking scare me, bro.
Prepping the horse, baby.
That's supposed to scare me,
He's
bro.
ready. This is that 4-second win right here from Skux.
Money in the Bank.
He goes wild.
Oh, Skux was a great purchase by you.
Yes.
Or
big time.
yeah, you purchased
Yep,
that.
I bought
Wait,
Skux
why did I think Skux was a knock?
No, Skux is like a Z
Don't you
16
have a- Don't you have a high level
16
knock?
Butte
that's
X,
good
right?
Also.
Butte Leg.
In my stable, or I have
Yeah,
one in the art
your
stable, but
stable,
I didn't put
maybe.
any art stable
Maybe.
horses for this.
Money in the Bank, I'm really happy with because me and Pack did a full swap with Perfect Cadence and Dank, and this is the second one, and I got to keep it. And the first one was a boy, and this one ended up being a girl. And I think the better of the 2 runners. So, you know, to pull this win equity in this field is kind of nice. Has pretty good variance for breeding 2.0, but again, another Dank baby that I think is pretty decent.
Hey,
Second
and anybody in
odds.
chat apparently can go buy Grand Theft for 3.5 ETH off of Nettie right now.
Yo, there you go. Like, look at that. That's kind of.
It's showing up there.
If it wins, I'd be interested to see what happens. Honestly.
This
Yeah,
is the
right?
big-
Like, delist, delist!
Yeah.
Grab it
Yeah.
now. DQ.
We had that happen on one of my streams where somebody's in the semifinal and I pull up the horse and it's listed. I'm like, get it off the screen, delist it, and nobody sniped it. I said, don't anybody snipe it if you're watching.
Me and Keith were doing our Monday stream, and we were on Z-Sim, and Avon, you had a horse listed at 0.03. We told you to delist it, and later that night, Avon wrote in chat that I'm pretty sure that horse ended up placing in the quarters. And like, I was like, thank God you freaking took it down,
Well,
because like,
It was 0.1. It was SoCo in line. It was at 0.1.
Yeah,
which I
yeah.
still think's probably a fair price for the horse.
I just
but-
I thought it was such a good, and that's what happened. People are now going on Z-Sim, finding what they think is good, looking at performance on the track live, legit.
30 seconds.
Seeing if they think it's worth it or not. Nothing makes you jump to want to buy a horse more than like legit watching it live.
If there's a race all night that I'm most excited about, like this could be one of those races that is wild. I'm calling it now.
Yeah, this
Like-
is nuts. This is nuts. I need a win here.
I mean, imagine a race where Talladega, Skux, and who do you have in here, Zook?
Money in the Bank.
Money in the, like where they all break late.
Let's go. They're off. We had to use your screen, Avon.
You're good.
2,100 meters. Money in the Bank. Dubai. Grand Theft. Guy. Crumminess. Brand new battalion. Intently. Talladega. Hypnotic. Skux. Frosty Bauman and Super Wave. We got some time. Everyone had a good day today, fellas? Good day?
It was a great day.
Oh, yeah.
Great day. I was looking forward to this all day. Nothing better than a Zed Run Grand Finals, and now you add on top of it the meeting of charity. This is epic.
Yes.
1,700 meters left. 35 seconds of the way through the race. Gaia, Chumminess, Grand Theft, 3 horses without flames. Would be pulling podium as it stands. Not much movement.
Very, very standard 2200 so far.
Yeah, it's a standard. It's a standard. The standard is the standard. We're all in our heads basically counting down to like either halfway or 1,000 meters, and then we know it gets electric. And what happens in these, legit at 1,000, the winner could go.
I mean,
did you see what Deco Diva 420 said in chat? She goes, my Buterin marathoners ran away. They saw 125 odds.
Let's go. That's still a chance, though.
Any horse, any given race.
Intently, brand new battalion, all beginning to push at 800 meters. I don't know if the winner has pushed yet. This crop of horses sprinting have not shown to be that fast. Talladega
in the back is scary right now.
The 3 favorites are in the back. The 3 favorites are stalking. Money in the Dank going to come in last, so another bad variance roll for us. Here comes Talladega. Here comes Superwave. Do these beasts have enough time with 350 meters left to catch Chumminess, to catch Grand Theft? If they can't get 89, they want as much as possible. But can Archibald add to that lead?
Talladega is gone.
200-meter win over the rest of the field. 89 for Archie. Second, Superwave. Third, Hypnotic Azalea. So again, Roid Rager, Miss Roid Rager picking up some points. Again, I think I came in last by a mile.
No, I came in last by a mile.
Oh yeah, no, you actually came in last by a mile.
By a mile, yeah.
That's
by
kind
a
of
real
dope,
mile.
though.
Hey,
A great segue right to Archibald's charity, because it looks like he might be getting the juice. Let's go to, I'll take the screen, and let's go to a great one that a lot of us know, because a lot of us know him.
Yep.
The Gary Sinise Foundation, very popular one. Great movie star. You've seen him in a ton of movies. He does a lot with veterans. I was talking to Archie. I tried to get a little bit of a storyline from people that couldn't come up as to why they chose this. He was in the Army for 5.5 years. He said he's someone that he came back with all of his wits about him. I mean, that statement we can all argue, but to him, he said he came back with all. No, I'm kidding. I love you, Archie. But he said some of those people that he came back with truly didn't come back with, everything that he was able to come back with. I mean, physically, I mean, mentally, I mean, financially. So this is a charity. It helps a bunch of veterans and gives back in different ways. You can see their tagline, we serve our nation by honoring defenders, veterans, first responders, their families, and those in need. Another very, 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 very almost, definitely zero polarizing topic in terms of helping those that defend us. This is a popular one. We were shown videos of this one even in high school because of who he is as an actor. We watched what's the one where he's got
Saving
the George
Ryan?
No, 1984 Animal Farm.
Yeah,
We had to watch Animal Farm in school after we read it. So then that year when you do that, you also learn about the Gary Sinise Foundation in my school, and we do a fundraiser for it. So we know a lot about it. A lot of people that have veterans in their family or even close friends know about this foundation. They build houses, they give money, they give supply, all of these people honoring and defending us so we can have nights like tonight. So if you know anyone, if you want to support these veterans when they come back and, after they were abroad and taking care of us, let's make sure when they come back that we take care of them, that duty genuinely switches to us. So if this is something that interests you, please go to the Gary Sinise Foundation, go to the donate button, give as much as or as little as you want. If you have no money, follow them on Twitter, retweet some tweets, share some tweets, because social media is nuts. You may not have enough. You might retweet it. Maybe 1 or 2 people that follow you donate it, or maybe 1 or 2 people that retweet your retweet, and then it kind of grows from there. So the common theme. Let's not let Zed's 1,000 or 4,000 be the only money that these charities get tonight. Hop over to this page and donate to the Gary Sinise Foundation. That was our great friend Archibald's pick. If you guys want to bring up the next race on your screen, I'll do the leaderboard behind the scenes, Doughboy.
I got it pulled up. We got 4 minutes.
You want me to bring up the Z-Sim while I do the...
Yeah, this is another one where Z-Sim showed, I think it was Brilliant Beginnings getting a flame, and Sleepy Dust actually got the flame over Brilliant Beginnings in here. And it's interesting because Brilliant Beginnings, that's where you have to look at the sample size over on the right-hand side. Only 49 races at this distance, but Evergreen Trust, and you can't discount Wavelength on this one. Mrs. Royd Rager with Wavelength coming in there strong, and I think we'll see after the update that we get on where these horses are. But this should be another good race.
Oh, what's this? Can someone scream the last? I know it was 89 for Archibald. I think Royd Rager got third.
I've got it on
I got it. Archibald got first. Galactic got second.
Yep.
Third was Royd Rager.
Yep.
Fourth was Nettie. Fifth was you, East Coast. Sixth was Dan Shan. Seventh was Hawkward Zodies. Eighth was Divas Diamond.
Hold on.
Sorry.
Go back to after East.
East Coast was fifth.
Okay.
Dan Shan was sixth. Zodies was seventh.
Hold on, I'm fucking this all up.
Divas Diamond was eighth. Peninsula Park, 9th. Guru 1%, 10th. High Horse, 11th. And Avon, 12th.
And what was Hawkward?
7th. 7th.
And 7th is 5 points. And what was Diva?
Diva was 8th.
And 8th is 3 points. Okay. I did it. I've done it.
Hey, that's good work you're doing, man.
It's tough. I'm falling down the leaderboard. So that's not good. I may have to rig it. Let me bring it up. Here you go.
Ooh, 2 races to go.
Yo, so the ECS Dan Shan Archibald rivalry is still up here. Me and Doughboy down here with 116. We're officially out. We're officially out.
Good.
We can't win. Archibald has almost a full
race.
Like, yo, he's got 3 of 7 wins. Like, what else can we say? That's impressive. Galactic could still do it. Dan Shan could still do it. I think Royd Razor's Dormead. I'm pretty 347 minus 161. Nope. Royd Razor could do it. What if Royd Rager wins both? I think if Royd Rager picks up
340, 341, or 340, something like that.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Dead. Done. Yeah. So there's only 3 that could still win this. Dan Shan, Galactic, and Archibald. This is impressive by Archibald.
Very, very impressive.
These are some wit. Like, he's won 3. But Galactic is still because of where he's performing.
Right.
Yeah, he's hedged. He said, if I'm not going to win, I'm going to finish middle of the pack, and he's done a good job of mitigating his losses.
30 seconds till the race. 26, 25, 24. It's a 3-horse race. No pun intended, kind of intended, but a valid statement.
Completely valid.
What I want to know, who's going to play spoiler?
Yeah, that's what a winner.
Yeah,
you
right.
Want to win. You still want to win at the end of the day. 6, 5, rock, end, roll. They're off.
Here we go.
Is there another? What's this? Nah. Yeah.
There we go.
All right, 2,100 meters left. We're going to be looking at a stampede for a little bit. Some beautiful horses, though. We can talk about how pretty they are. Wavelength, purple, on electric, green.
That's chartreuse.
Chartreuse, not green.
Also known as the brightest color on the track.
Oh God, Jacob deGrom had a setback.
Good.
Ambassador, highlighted, looking pretty as ever, with 2/3 of the race in distance to go.
Steal some points, Ambassador. That would be nice.
Yeah, let's steal some points. Right now, Evergreen Trust with Flames pacing the rest. Reveal. Brilliant Beginnings, Coffee Highs, Jows. Someone will make it interesting quite soon. Who will it be?
Sleepy Dust is
Yeah, look into the back with Flames. Don't sleep.
like Dan
Don't
Sham.
sleep.
If Dan Sham's gonna win this thing, he's gonna win this race. And
He's
it's gonna
gotta,
be like-
and he's gotta.
He has to.
He has to win on top of old Archie has to perform bad as well.
Right.
There goes Les Miserables, followed by Brilliant Beginnings, Evergreen Trust, Galimba Blast.
Alright, here comes Sleepy.
Dan Chan's final chance. Sleepy Dust. Did it push hard enough? I don't believe so. Still in front of the rest. Brilliant Beginnings.
Who's going to get that
Miserables.
2400 super boost?
I don't know. It looks like a lot of those that might have already broke. Is Wavelength going fast enough?
No, it's Ambassador. It's us.
Ambassador going quick.
No super boost.
Wavelength also. Brilliant
Wow.
Beginnings from ECS. Poking its head out in front of the rest.
Oh!
Would want to play spoiler. Besides,
Photo finish!
ECS and Brilliant.
Let's go!
Me and Doughboy with Ambassador.
Damn.
What did we get, Doughboy?
Did we get third or did we get fourth? Oh, we got like sixth. Never mind. We got cooked.
Damn, but ECS.
We got fourth.
We'll get another live review from him in his car with that win, picking up another 89. Archibald with a third.
Ooh.
I think he
Probably
dormied
sincerely.
everyone. I think he dormied everyone. I think it's over.
Yeah.
I think this is a victory.
That might,
lap.
yeah, I think that might do it.
Dan Sham's cooked. Galactic.
Keep this
finished
up for a
sixth.
second, and
Yep.
I'll. Yeah, it's May. Dormied. We'll see when I sort it. Galactic didn't pick up enough. 5. Roid Razor didn't pick up enough.
That was disappointing.
2. Diva, no. Dan
East Coast
Shin,
playing
no.
the role of spoiler.
Yes.
0.
Big time.
Let's see.
And Nettie.
It's over. It's over, ladies and gentlemen.
Nettie and East Coast spoil the pot for the rest.
There is one more charity to go over, though.
Okay.
I want to make sure to hit that before we time out. This charity is Diva, and it's the Global Rights for Women. Look, to be quite honest, I'm not a female, so you know, I wish someone would have came it up, but obviously anyone can talk about any of these you know, charities, but I may not have as much of a relationship with it as Diva might have. But you know, we got to protect our women, men, women. You got to protect your own. You know, I don't have to go in about the gender inequalities and stuff like that for us to know that they exist, even in this country that calls themselves the most progressive and advanced, and we like to toot our horn about that. Meanwhile, all the stats show that, you know, there's certain demographics of people that may hold true for, where a lot of others, one of which being women, are kind of left behind financially quite often.
There you go.
You know, other side. Oh, here we go. I picked Global Rights for Women as my choice. Given the recent events in the United States, I felt that supporting women's rights and empowerment against domestic violence is more important than ever. The friendships I've made in the Z community span the world, so I felt it fitting to select an international organization. Yeah, beautifully said. What a population of people it is. Obviously, it makes up 50%, and it is an international organization, so 50% of the globe in general. And we know how bad it is. Think about it. We know how bad it is for women in America and this is where it's best for them on average. So think about that a little bit. Let that set in. And I know for us men, that are here in America specifically, if you have a significant other, you have family members that are females, we don't see it, and we see them as equals, and we don't get that. They might be walking through life through a different lens, but yeah, women do walk through life through different shoes than men do. So if this is an organization that sticks out to you, Global Rights for Women, Justice for Victims of Violence, this one specifically going for women that have to deal with violence, which we know is the worst crime and just utterly disgusting for any man to ever put their hands on, any woman. That's shit that makes my blood boil. But log on to this, donate $1, $5, 50. If you can't donate money, donate Twitter follow, a Twitter retweet, spread the gospel of what this great, great organization is doing. Thank you, Deco Diva, for running for this one, and thank you for raising $1,000 for women out there that are going through it and need help from all of us. So that's a great organization to cap off our 12 organizations that none were better than the other. I think I may have. I didn't want that. I wanted this. Here are all the charities: Global Rights for Women, American Macular Degeneration Foundation, Little Wishes, SADS, the Gary Sinise Foundation, Racing Hearts, Alzheimer's New Jersey, Headspace, the Ehlers-Danlos Society, Adopt a Pet, Cradles to Canyons, Ronald McDonald House Charities. Obviously not listed in importance as they all are equal. But just take another look at them. We went through all of them. You heard their stories. You heard why they were chosen. Donate to all of them if you can. Any of them if you want to. Follow them all. Tweet them out. Introduce other people maybe in your life that could benefit from these great foundations. And what a great event that Zed decided to throw for us tonight, with a little competition behind it that, unfortunately, Archibald, not unfortunately, I don't mean that because of him. I mean that because sometimes I like to come down to the last race that it's kind of more or less a victory lap now. But I am reminded in the chat that as much as I say that, Dan is leading ECS by 1 point, the battle for the Pokemon. And I don't know if people followed on Twitter, but if ECS beats Dan Shan supposedly is going to retire from Zed to do Pokemon streams. So
really,
there's a lot on the
let's
line
go
for this.
Wait, is he going to show himself though? Because there's got to be a rule in there for that. Come on, it's time.
I have a sneaky suspicion that he's probably not going anywhere. We'll look into this 26 now anyway. Doughboy, you want to give me a time update?
1 minute.
Okay, so we'll go through this quick. Who are Aston Martin and who does Fire Torque? So I mean, yeah, and this is in the area right here where they're looking to pick up, 1 or 2 or 5 or 8, like where they can beat each other by one of the. Fire Torque is Danishan, right? Or am I talking?
Yes.
Nope, you're
okay,
good.
yeah.
Yep.
So these two are legit right here. One pulling 33.5, one pulling 35. But again, these two ain't about winning. It's just about picking up one more point than the other guy in this race. John the Horse with 3.5 odds, running a victory lap. Happy Joy from Galactic, Dank Phantom, Shiny Grandeur. Some good horses, all running one more race for charity that we had the honor of getting to call and hanging out with you guys tonight. A ton of fun. The 26 is loading. The 12 horses in their stables. And the final race of the most wanted charity event is a go. Shiny Grandeur, Hoof of Stake, Dank Phantom, The Sacrifice, Flamingo, Flame, Fire, Torque, Wall Street Madness, John the Horse, Yogi, Happy Joy, Aston Martin, DBS, and last but not least, the last horse that I'll go down the list naming to start these grand final races, Godbreaker. Sacrifice.
All right, since we got time, let's take the pick now. Dan Shanner, ECS.
ECS because I like Aston Martin's variants.
I think Fire Torque is going to beat him.
What are you thinking, Avon? You got to break the tie.
I want to see a Dan Shan Pokemon stream. Sounds like Aston Martin DBS.
Let's go.
Let's do this.
I think he's got the better horse.
So, John the horse running a victory lap.
Yep. With the
Fire.
NASCAR 4 skin.
Yeah, looking pretty. With Fire Torque and Aston Martin DBS, the two fighting for the loser leaves town battle. Will Dan Shan be packing up his stuff? Will the community be losing one of its most polarizing figures? If Aston Martin can do it, the sacrifice, this horse may live up to its name, Avon. Going first may just be
absolutely.
causing the rest.
A sacrificial lamb.
To picking up speed. Named it quite right. Happy Joy, Hoop of Steak, Shiny Grandeur. But again, I can't take my eyes off Fire Torque and Aston Martin.
Dank
Aston
Phantom
Martin
showed up, Zook.
Slowly going, yeah. Okay, so Dank Phantom's gonna win. Click on Aston Martin if you could.
Gate 1.
Aston
Yeah, there we
Martin's
go.
moving closely. How is Fire Torque doing? Fire Torque.
Oh!
Running hunted.
Here comes Aston, though.
Martin
Here comes Aston.
Going to see if Dan Shan will leave town. But this
Oh, no!
that ECS often talks about can't do it. ECS had the chance to knock off Dan Shan from Novus Earth Island. Could not do it. If I can toot my horn for 1 second, Dank Phantom literally smoked that field.
You just got a week of entertainment right
At
there. On
2600.
Twitter.
But Dan Shan is back. Dan Shan is
Never doubted him.
not going anywhere. But enough about that guy. The winner of
Dank
this
Phantom.
race, Dank Phantom, but the winner of the entire thing, Archibald and the Gary Sinise Foundation. Can you guys scream not scream, can you guys say the winners real quick so I can put them in? I took it. Happy Joy.
Ragers, Galactic, Dan Shan, Archibald, Avon, ECS, Diva, Cortez, Nettie, Hawk, and Guru.
Okay. What has happened here? Yo, look at that.
Wow.
ECS did beat me, though. I took out Sarah, who beat Nettie. But again, Archibald, winner go home legit in this competition. Everyone wins 1,000. The winner gets the extra 3,000. So Archibald with
so
Gary Sinise Foundation takes it. Shit. I guess I'll show off. The winning foundation again as it gets the bills. Gary Sinise Foundation. Impact by the numbers. I'll read some of these. 77 homes that they built for veterans. Over 750,000 meals served to our nation's defenders. Over 48 specially adapted vehicles, which is super important, as we know. 203 high school students have accompanied our soaring valor veterans, so getting in the youth. This is an important one. This is one that hits home. Over 11,000 children of fallen military heroes and their surviving parents joined us for Snowball Express since 2018. I'm not going to pretend to know what Snowball's success is, but I can guarantee it's phenomenal. Let me look up Snowball
Hey, can I give a quick stat on the Gary Sinise Foundation?
Yes, of course, please.
So one of the things I do, I was fortunate enough to serve, but I got lucky. I served in peacetime.
Congrats!
But
thank you for your service, sir.
But one of the things I look at is when I donate to charities, I look at the Charity Navigator. And Gary Sinise, just so that you all know, 89.4% of every dollar that they raise goes directly to the program expense. So when you're comparing different charities, you can look up that stuff, and they have an exceptional rating on Charity Navigator. So definitely one of the ones that is a great one. If you want to help out first responders, if you want to help out former military veterans, and a lot of that goes now to what was mentioned earlier with mental health and around the world, especially with everything that's been going on in the last 2.5, going on almost 3 years now. But great foundation. They do the right things and they do it the right way, and that's one of the ones that I have in my heart as well.
You love a guy like this, right? That has everything and doesn't need to do this and can just keep his successful acting career. And he says it at first, like, we have not seen Gary Sinise in as much stuff as we could with his star power because his number one focus is this. Like, he is the Gary Sinise Foundation now. He is very rare. Like, if you see him, you obviously know who he is because he's a star. But honestly, like, he's not in things like annually that we're going to see quite often now because his passion and goal in life is to legitimately do this. And he found his calling. He founded what he needed to do. And, that's why I always tell people, give a day, give some time, try volunteering once because I can almost guarantee you it will become a hobby. It is fun. It makes you feel good about yourself. And it's okay to volunteer or donate and walk away feeling like really good about yourself. You don't have to feel like egotistical or narcissistic. Like, it's supposed to feel good doing good. You certainly shouldn't feel bad after you do some good. And it's great to reflect. And obviously don't gloat or wherever, but you walk out of volunteering or giving your time doing something, it's okay to pat yourself on the back and tell people what you're doing and encourage them to join you because there's no better thing in the world than helping others and giving back. And we covered 12. There's a million pajillion gazillion we could have covered, and as you saw, each of the 12 were quite different, but no matter the story that the individual was telling from the community about their charity, we were able to empathize because even if it wasn't that, we all know someone that's going through something. Maybe it's you yourself that's going through it. That it's important to get these charities out in front of as many people as we can because who knows, there might be a veteran out there that doesn't know about this one. There might be someone in Philadelphia that has a kid that they can't afford clothes that needs to know about Cradles to Crayons. There's, kids out there, obviously Little Wishes. There's a million wishes we can grant. Global rights for women. Don't get me started with how women are treated around the world and what we need to do to help them. So, yeah, find what fits for you and what you want to fight for. And I'm sure you can find a foundation out there that sits with that. And if you can't, make one yourself. It's not the easiest thing to do. And I know there's a lot of things you got to go through. But I'm sure if you look hard enough, there's an already set up organization that fits with you. And that's what's great about tonight. We got to show off 12. Hopefully in the future we get to show off another 12, and Zed will make this a recurring thing, giving back to those that they think are helping others in the community and throwing this event for them. Hopefully next time it's a whole new 12 stables, maybe allowing Archibald to come back with Gary Sinise to defend his title for this charity, but a whole other 11 with a net 11 new charities, I think would be a super sick thing to do. But one last time, Archibald takes it with 392. We could have done another race. Archibald could have taken the horse out of the race and it wouldn't have mattered. That's a very, very impressive win, and whatever.
Hey, Zook, can I do a quick shout out?
Do whatever you want to do, brother. I've been rambling.
All right, so I had my chat basically say who they thought was going to win and be the top stable.
Yes,
and I lost on that one. I came in, was the 6th place. I picked out Mrs. Royd Rager. You gave a good shot, but your horse just didn't come through at the end. But a special shout out to the only one in my entire stream that got it right and called it for Archibald, and that's Jamo. So Jamo called it. He called Archibald to win the whole thing. So shout out to Jamo. You had it right. And one more thing on this. when you're looking at these 12 charities, do yourselves a favor, but do these charities a favor. If you get Amazon in whatever country you're in, down in Australia or the United States, make sure you go to smile.amazon.com and choose a charity of your choice. It can be one of these 12 or one other charity, and have Amazon donate to that charity for every purchase that you do on Amazon. It doesn't cost you anything. Amazon just kicks it in. And if I can get everybody in chat and watching on the Zed Run and hosting over on my stream, to make sure you do that as well. And but this has been great, and y'all did a great job.
Yeah, legit. These are the little things we got to capitalize on. Playing to give, shopping to give, anything that like you can add give. Like, hey, look, I never think there's gonna be anyone more charitable than a guy that wins a virtual guy or gal that wins a virtual horse race, and we've been pretty good with
Right.
that thesis. This is free. You're legit just shopping. And and they're donating. Like, this is the bare minimum that when we're talking about if you have no money to donate because you need the money for yourself, this is a way to kill two birds with one stone. Do your Amazon shopping through here and um, donate. Um, donate. Wow, this is amazing. I've never heard of this, and this is fantastic. I'm going to look at this. I put it in the chat, smile.amazon.com. I said it before. Look at everyone who rans Twitter because they all tweeted out the link and Twitter handles to those charities. Follow those. Last thing before we'll sign off for the night. We'll go off with final thoughts and we'll start from the bottom. Crypto Sonar. Obviously, we can wax poetic about the charity. Let's stick to the virtual horse racing to close this. When you look at the leaderboard, is there any, it could be good, bad, ugly, anything? What's one thing that just sticks out to you about the way that this leaderboard finished out?
I think just the distribution. I think every single horse, every single stable contributed something great to this. Again, they had a tough time probably choosing the 9 horses and in which bucket or which funnel they were going to run those horses. But I got to give it up to Archibald because they ran it. They ran the table. They had three first place wins in both the 2,000 and 2,200, and starting off with the 1,000-meter sprint. They put the right amount of work into it. And I just got to give a shout out. They snuck in, and I didn't have them as one of my top 3, but they did it. So just a shout out to them. But all the stables did great. All of them did fantastic, and glad they were all able to contribute.
I want to do this real quick.
And thanks for having me.
Oh, no, dude, this was awesome. I really thoroughly enjoyed streaming with you. I just wanted to take out the last 4 where Archibald went with back-to-back wins. And after 5 races, this was what the leaderboard looked like. So right
Wow.
now, Archibald wasn't sitting in this like how it was 3 races later, where it quickly became over. Archibald won the 20 and 22, and then when he pulled the
Then he got a
third
third.
and the 24, like that third dormant, he didn't need, like we said, he could have taken it out, and that's just a crazy performance. So the distribution from Sonar and how every single stable seemed to at least show up in some race was pretty cool about this event, even though, which he noted, it was difficult to build a 9 horse where you could only choose one for each. Avon, what stuck out to you about this final leaderboard?
You know, the stables that we thought were going to show up absolutely showed up. Archibald showed up though.
He's muted.
Yeah, you're low on the mic. Not completely muted, but low.
Turn your volume
Is
up.
that better?
A little, but still
A little
low.
higher.
How about now?
Yeah, just talk loud.
All right, I got you. I can be
Yeah.
loud.
Yeah.
So, the stables that we thought were going to show up absolutely showed up. Archibald, though, it goes back to me, race 1. Archibald took the 1,000-meter in race 1, which was probably not his strongest distance, and got it done and made it happen. So, from there, I think the chips fell more or less in the mid and the long distance races as we thought they would. So props to Archibald. Congrats to the Gary Sinise Foundation on some extra juice to the pot. And I think, thanks have to be in order to Zed Run. This is something that I think 6 months ago was probably a shot in the dark for a lot of us, and thinking an event like this was going to be brought out and made happen, and especially given the breadth and the scope of stables that got to take part. So props to Zed Run, props to everyone here tonight, Doughboy, Zook, Crypto, and everyone who took part. And, this is an awesome event. I hope this is something we get to see more of.
Yeah, this should definitely be and you can even just tell by like the viewership, no one's turning in to watch us. It's the event. It's the charity. It's the 12 stables that Zed obviously did a great job of picking ones that these people are ones that people in the community have grown to, like a lot of them, become friends with most of them. So, this is nice by Zed to hopefully show. Look, I'll take myself off this because I genuinely hate talking about me, and that also takes off Doughboy, but I'm fine with taking us both off. I look at the other 11. These are people that I genuinely see as every day a net positive in the Zed community. So I'm happy that, Zed found a way to give back to them. And hopefully that this shows other people that, there's opportunities where Zed's watching. And if you're someone who's out there promoting it the right way, while also speaking truths, if there's things going wrong, again, in the right way, you can be chosen to win between, and this one was a starting one, 1,000 or 4,000 for a charity that you find near and dear to your heart. 4,000 is big for any charity, and we know there's some like mom and pop ones that this changes, the entire charity's lives or years. But no, it's completely incredible. But Doughboy, what say you?
No, I think they covered it pretty well. Props to Zed, props to everyone who put the lines together. Special props to all the charities that we covered and went over and got this money for. But yeah, this is another good night in the charity world of Zed Run. So I'm pretty happy with how everything turned out. I would like to see this format a little bit more now that we've gotten a taste of it. But yeah, I think next time we raise the funds a little more.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and there could be, and there definitely can be ways to do that with growing this. I think, this is a prime example of I would cut this up and show it to someone if they were like, "What's play to give?" Like, we just ran virtual horses for 15K, of money that Zed has made off the community that Zed is now bestowing back to the community's charity. That's a great symbiotic relationship in this instance. That in a world where we're constantly talking about what is ways that Zed can make it that everyone can win. This leaderboard, when it was empty and everyone had 0, 0, 0, 0, there was 12 winners at that point because everyone had won $1,000 for their charity at that point.
Right.
Archibald just got to compete for a little cherry on top, which is great. Also because that puts respect on the name of the other 11 stables that he obviously just wants to beat some good stables. So the competitiveness is fun. But yeah, great night. A lot of fun. Props to Zed for throwing this together. I'm not sure how they're going to send out the funds. Everyone getting 1,000, Archibald getting 4,000, Doughboy, Avon, Crypto, Sonar, Brian, who was up here, Jigga was up here for a little bit. Everyone that came up to share their charities. Thank you all so much. This is a great night and gives you a little glimpse into the future of the types of things that Zed can throw as a community. So have a great night. Did the Elite tournament start?
It did.
Yes, it did.
Run your Elites. Crypto, are you streaming tonight?
I am. I'm gonna go live right now.
You want to hop off and go over there, and I'll raid you?
Yep, I'll hop off. Hey, thanks everybody. Great to see y'all, and we'll see you on my stream or see you next time.
Let's go. We're gonna raid Crypto. I'm sure he's gonna be going over. He sent me all these Z-Sims, so I'm sure he's gonna be going over this. Fuck it, yo. I want to take this off because I'm the only one that has the leaderboard, and I'm gonna start charging money for it. No, I'm kidding. I'm gonna send it to Crypto Sonar so he has it and break it down. I'll bring it back up.
And thanks tonight to G-Gen for hosting the night on their Twitch.
Yo, yeah, awesome. Yeah. Jigga had to go. I think Jigga sometimes when we do our Zed thing lets me get away with doing my own thing. But no, this was awesome. I wouldn't have. Archibald's a good stable, man. Say what you want about the guy. He's a killer stable who always in these formats shows up well. He's a grand final stable because of how his stable is set up. Look at where the wins and look. He has a win at 1,000. He has a win at 22. He has a third at 12. A third at 18. A win at 2,000. He has that's a stable where we've always seen in grand finals. It's the one that would be like the one outside the top 3 pulling flames that no one talks about. That is the one in the podium getting first, second, or third over one of the flaming horses. So great by Archibald. Again, great showing by Galactic, Dan, Shan, and ECS as well. Getting over 240 is nothing to sneeze at in this comp.
Not at all. And,
Because-
I mean, you hit the nail on the head there. I mean, if anyone said at the end of the night Archibald was going to win, would anyone really be surprised?
No,
My
no.
answer would be 100% no.
No, it's one of those no one's surprised, but not a lot of people pick.
Yep.
You know, it's like that
100%.
weird mix. If you guys hear music in the background, apologies. That's me. I'm getting crypto sonar. Let us raid. Yeah, tie 52. Like grand finals are sick. Especially when it's this format when you can choose different horses, because then it doesn't come to the marathon horses who are running across distances have an advantage because you're putting the actual horses in. But
I love this format personally, where you
This
had
is the
to
best
use
format.
a different horse in every single race. This is fantastic.
Maybe they built it that way. That's the DraftKings way potentially. Like
Everybody,
that's an option.
make a 9-horse lineup tonight. I'm telling you, this is such a future good format of having to choose one in each. And I'm telling you, start building those lineups. Start making your stable to fill in, distances that you don't have. You'll have, and I guarantee you'll tinker. Like I did like 5 different lineups, me, Brian, and Michelle, before we picked the one that we had, because you'll put horses in distances because that's their best, and then you'll move them because it works out better elsewhere. Like Dank Phantom won the 26, but that's probably its 4th best distance.
You're right.
But we had to put it there because it's our best 26. So everyone do that. It's loads of fun doing it. And see what you could build and see if you have any holes. Because I'm telling you, this format in the future, you're going to need every single distance. Look how well you would have had to do to beat Archibald. He performed in 1,000, performed in 12, performed in 18, performed in 2, performed in 22. You need to perform in every single distance to win these. You can't say, oh, I'm just going to dominate one funnel and try and eat some scraps. We're seeing with these stables more and more, everyone's getting good horses at each distances, where in order to compete, you got to do that. Claiming is going to be, don't quote me on this, but probably August 7th. That seems to be the date that it was supposed to be this Sunday, but I had to move my trip up from last week to this week, so I'm away from Friday to Monday, so we can't do it. So
you are aware August 7th is Saratoga weekend, right?
Yep.
Yeah, you didn't think about that.
No, that's fine because I'm coming home Sunday night. Yeah, that's actually perfect because I'll be home like 7 p.m. Sunday night, and the stream will start 8, 9 o'clock. So that actually works. Okay, yeah, so August 7th, definitely. I'll be in the Zed mode. I'll be trying to get people in Saratoga to watch that maiden and to probably breed for the maiden that weekend. But yeah, definitely check out that Saratoga weekend. If you don't know what we're talking about, we're going to be there over that weekend. There's some races. Check out the hotels. DM me if you have any questions. We might be gone. Are we gone? Have we been talking to ourselves?
I don't know.
We
rated.
I just don't know. Did the raid go through?
We went through. Yeah, we rated.
All right. We can just talk.
All right.
All right. I'll see y'all.
Peace out, brothers.
Awesome.
Have a great
awesome
night.
event. Thanks again, Zook.
Peace.